What up, y'all? It's Michael Shawn, and I know you want to be a podcaster. You want a successful podcast. You want to give your views and opinions, but you just don't know how to do it correctly. That's why you got to hit up ShawnyScott.com. You want to be on radio, and you want to know how to build your radio career. ShawnyScott.com. She's done all of this. I've worked alongside her for years, and I will tell you the information that she can give you is on a value level that I can't even put a price on it. All you have to do is go to ShawnyScott.com. Your future, right now. That's it. Michael Shawn. Yeah.
Michael Shawn and the Takeover legend, where the truth hurts, but also makes you laugh.
Baby, tap in. Tap in.
Don't never stop if you want to be on top. Yeah.
Low waist, fat, baby, tap in.
Oh, I'm going to tap in for sure.
Tap in.
Hey. You supposed to do the opening, Shawnee.
Hey, good morning.
It's Friday. I know we're not supposed to live for Fridays, but it's Friday. Ain't that what he say?
Yeah, the therapist said you ain't supposed to live for Friday, but it's Friday.
Boom. All right. Yep. It's Friday morning. I don't even know what the date is. Oh, February 4th. Black History Month. We're still in full effect. Michael Shawn and the Takeover Legends. So Michael Shawn obviously is not here. He's flying back to the East Coast.
Well, he's trying to get there. He's waiting on the lift to pick him up in Dallas. You know, our streets are all frozen. They're icy.
So icy. So yeah. So Texas don't know how to act right now. They got a little bit of ice on the ground.
Yeah,
so
it's a lot of ice on the ground.
Hopefully his flight don't get canceled too, by the way. I saw in Philly they was announcing a bunch of flights being canceled from places that are, you know, they may have some bad weather. But
they canceled all the flights yesterday coming in.
Yeah, I guess the icy runways. And I guess the later it gets, the more the roads freeze.
Yeah, well, overnight it refreezes. So you got ice, and then the temperature never got warm enough for anything to melt. So
how is it freezing in Texas if 32 degrees below that is freezing and y'all ain't never getting below 32?
Yeah, we did yesterday. It was like 28 degrees.
Oh,
yeah. Okay. Let me see what's the temperature right now. Right now it's 25. It's 21 degrees right now. Our high today is 36 and the low is 19. So right now it's 21. Like it ain't gonna even get to 34 until 2:00 this afternoon. That's when the sun comes out.
Gotcha. And then that's when probably it'll loosen up. But I'm sure they got things called, what is it called? Salt that you're supposed to put down and
no, we have sand. We don't have
sand.
Salt. We don't have salt trucks. Yeah.
Sand.
We're not prepared for that. Good morning, DJ Slow Your Roll.
Slow Your Roll. Good morning, black people. So Dave Anderson, Dave the Business Bully, should be joining us in a couple minutes.
We might have some viewers join us because I sent the link out to a couple of people.
Yes, that'll be kind of dope.
So if y'all want to jump on, just jump on. We'll see you when you come in the studio.
We could put the link here in the comments too, right? And if they want to click on comments, anything like that, that'll be good. Also, our nurse practitioner, because Sexy Mo is out. So this is what we're going to have. We're going to Dave, the Business Bully Anderson, filling in for Michael Shawn. And then we got our nurse practitioner, Sequisa. She's filling in for Sexy Mo. And then you got me and Shiny, and then any other listener. I think Amira is going to be joining us. Anyone that got comments, concerns, anything that's going on in the world, we're going to hit on. I think Dave wanted to hit on a couple things with the NFL. I know they got a little sticky yesterday. Even though Mike, you know, I ain't want to tell him, but he had a couple good points. But I couldn't tell him that, Shiny.
Why you couldn't give him his props?
I can't. I cannot tell that man, yo, you know you had some good points. I can't. So we're getting. Yeah, I do it today because he ain't here. But I, you know,
because he ain't watching.
He ain't watching. He might be at the airport watching. I don't know. But he did have a couple valid points, and I was like, yo, he's on to something with that. That could really work. But Mike just scream, and when you scream at me, I go the opposite direction. So here you go for the tip. Do not scream at me if you want my support with anything. That's family. friends, whatever. Do not scream at me and think you want to get my support. So, but yeah.
Well, when people scream at you,
I shut
or
down.
say something crazy, no, you will sit up and ask them a question to make them feel like they stupid.
No,
Yes, you do.
I just like
Jay.
sometimes you gotta when someone says something foolish in your opinion, you gotta highlight that foolishness, and then sometimes by asking a question, it highlights that, and then that should reflect to that person, like, oh, duh, wait, maybe I am wrong. So that's my way.
You be doing that on purpose, and you be so calm with it. You be like, so I'm the one with the problem here.
So should I not express my thoughts?
And then you push them glasses up.
Wait, seriously, because this is not making sense. This is not making the darn bit of sense. Good morning, Ashley. So Dave should be joining, like I said. Sequisha should be popping in soon, and some listeners. Jeanette, Rochelle, good morning. Good morning.
There's Sequisha right there.
Yeah,
just popped in.
So we filling in for Sexy Mo. I wonder if she's gonna do some entertainment news. Can she do?
You gonna have spitting it with
no, spitting it with Shiny Scott. So yeah, you gonna need some stories too, Shiny. I like the spitting it with Shiny. It flows. All right. So first things out, what are we going to talk about first? Last night, how was your night?
Oh, how was my night? It was cold here, and I didn't get to go out and do anything, which I don't usually go out and do nothing anyway. Okay, there she is. I don't usually go out. Somebody phone popping at 6 o'clock in the morning. Wow.
I got it like that.
Yeah, we were here. We were warm. That's the question that some people have been asking. Are y'all okay? Because I think people in other states thinking that we're going through the freeze like we went through last February, and that's not what's happening. At least not over here
at all.
But yeah, we're good. The sun's gonna come out today. It'll start melting some of the stuff, and we'll be back to what we do. Good morning, Kelly. Kelly, click the link. I sent it to you. So jump on because we're gonna talk about you in a minute.
I saw the show last night.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we could do a Kelly J recap of her debut on Media Room 360, hosting her own.
I loved her intro.
Yeah, that's her rapping on there.
That was really her rhyming?
Yeah, that's her rapping. She said, I got the tea and something that's not lifting or something like that. I was like, Kelly got bars.
I was dancing.
Afro Queen said, happy, good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. She said Friday. We used to do it every time somebody put Friday in. Just go with it. So what did I do last night? Or first Shaquisa, because I think Mike always goes last. Actually, Mike is slick. He never really says what goes on. When he asks us how our night was, he never says his night. Like he always gives everybody else, and then he booms into something else. So Shaquisa, how was your night last night? It was Thursday night. What, you do anything? You hang out?
I couldn't sleep last night for some reason. I got like 8 movies going on in my head, so I got a lot of stuff going on. So I had to recharge last night. So I'm pumped and ready to go today.
Okay. You working today? I guess that's a stupid question to ask because she looks at me like,
absolutely.
What?
Okay.
Wait, do doctors
did I work?
Doctors, do y'all get days off? Like being a doctor, nurse practitioner, like you don't work every single day, right? Or do you have to be on call for patients?
I work every single day, but it's not because I have to. I'm building a practice. Can you hear me? I left my mic at the office, so I had to use what I had at home, and I don't normally do lives at home. So that's why my background look crazy, and I got on my kids' headphones and things. But I'm building my practice, so I am working every day, but it's temporary. Once I get the practice off the ground, then I can hire a nurse practitioner to work in my spot, and I'm gonna be chilling at the house collecting my checks.
Oh. I think I need to go to nursing school.
It's probably too late.
Well, you don't need to go to nursing school. No, it's never too late. Really, Jay?
When you hit your 40s, it's over. Like whatever you were doing in life, by the time you hit your 40s, generally is over. This is your lane.
What?
As far as being a nurse, ain't it take like 5-10 years just to get, like, it's a whole long process. Stop it. Stop it. Like if I want to be a nurse practitioner, rather, like a doctor, like that's the difference between a nurse, which Shaquisa taught me, that is levels to this. So in order for me to get to her level, to be able to have my own patients, I can't start now. And when you hit 40, you'll be dead.
Well, that's you. That you would be 60. I won't be 60. I'm younger.
How many years? How many years does it take to get a nurse practitioner degree and license? How many years?
What, 4 years ago to get your nursing?
I don't know, because I went the long way.
See,
it takes 4 years to get a bachelor's and about 3 to 4 years to get your master's. But I went the long way around. It took me like 15 years because I did LVN. I took a few years off, and then I did the associates. It took a few years off, and then I did the bachelor's, and then I did the master's.
Yes, he's a dream killer. If I want to be a nurse at 75, if I say, you know what, I'm gonna go back and be a nurse, I can do that at 75 if I want to.
I'm a realist. At 40, you want to be a doctor? All right.
What's wrong with that, Jay?
Yeah,
what is wrong with
that? That's not a reality. Like,
actually, older students do better because you're more focused on your goals and what you're trying to accomplish.
If you say so. If you say so.
Jay so you just gonna be what you are right now, just sitting up here talking noise for the rest of your life. You're not gonna do anything to grow. You just gonna sit in the little box for the rest of your life. You're not gonna do anything else to become a better Jay Black.
No. What I'm saying is, it's
continue to be a habitual line crosser, and that's it.
Here we go. There's certain careers in life you have to start at a younger age. You can't just all of a sudden wake up at 40 and say, "Oh, you know what?"
But wasn't Jay-Z almost 30 when he hit?
It's just it's just harder. I feel like the road is harder. Not to say that it's impossible. I just feel it's harder. I want to be a football player.
It is harder.
I missed that.
You could go play in the semi-pro league.
Okay. All right. So let me focus on stuff like getting the parking lot. Like low key, I want to own the parking lot in like a downtown area. I want the parking lot in the popping area. Now that's something that still can be obtained. But
that could be obtained at any age.
And low maintenance.
Yeah, it's too late for me. Wow. No, if you want, Jeanette, you want to go be a doctor? Go for it. Shoot your shot.
Yeah,
go for it.
What is wrong with that?
But yeah,
so all the time.
Jay Black, the dream killer.
The dream killer. I mean, my God. I said I wanted to be a nurse. I didn't say that I wanted to, be. Well, you could be anything you want to be. It doesn't matter.
I can. Okay, nice.
Yeah, that's right. Be what I want to be. If I work hard at it, it'll something. I can't remember the rest of the words. Yeah.
Jay Black can't play football with a show. Yeah, I had rotator cuff surgery. I already got football injuries.
I thought it was the knees.
Baseball injury.
He got to get a knee replacement.
I fell off a ladder, so I hurt my knee. Had to get I ain't over no knee replacement. Don't put that on me.
You're not getting knee replacement surgery?
No. I don't need that.
What's the matter with the knees? You fell on them?
Yeah, I fell.
You've been on your knees too much.
But
you refuse.
You've been on your knees too much.
That's a hard flag. That's a hard flag.
What you been doing on your knees?
All right. So what else happened? Last night I watched Celebrity Big Brother. Before we get into topics and stuff like that, Celebrity Big Brother, Lamar Odom. When I say he's going hard to let Chloe and the family know that he messed up, he missed them, and he went hard on yesterday's episode for those who watched Celebrity Big Brother, those who didn't watch, rather. So I didn't realize how he's on such a campaign. He said how he was wishing that Chloe would have been in the house. He realized he screwed up, and how the family embraced him and gave him his nickname Lammy, and how he really wants another shot at getting back with Chloe. Like, that's the one that got away. And it made me think, does everyone have the one that got away that you regretted that it didn't work out because you did something wrong? Like he wilded out. He was in a brothel.
I think he forgot not to drink the tea. He forgot he wasn't supposed to drink the tea.
Okay, meaning what? You mean as far as
from Get Out?
Oh, okay.
I haven't watched that whole movie. I fall asleep on it every time.
I have several times.
But the reality is, he screwed up, and now he's on a campaign, and he's gonna use CBS's Big Brother, the professor's love for Chloe and hope. I don't even know. Is she dating somebody right now?
I thought she was with Tristan.
And
she don't want to let that go. She trying to hold on to Tristan so hard.
She crazy.
Yeah.
She's worse than what's the woman that's with the bishop that proposed after 28 years with that did you see that proposal?
Oh.
I don't know who you're talking about.
The bishop.
The bishop.
Who was with the
I
bishop?
sent you the
And
it's a
I ain't been good at checking the social media.
After 28.
Y'all see, I ain't posted in about 2 weeks. I haven't been doing
I
good.
finally posted something yesterday. It took me a minute.
And so Jay asked the question: Do we have one that got away?
Yeah, like
I mean, I think we all do. I have one that I messed up with, but I ain't trying to get him back. I mean, it was I was in college. Noel Jones.
That's who you talking about?
That's him.
He proposed to who?
His girlfriend of 28 years. The proposal was so disrespectful.
Oh Lord, let me.
How do you have a disrespectful "Will you marry me"? Like, how is it?
He basically said that he's giving up his freedom jacket for a straight jacket. He said that he had to think about it. No, he's getting older now. He's going to need somebody to push his wheelchair. Like, and he came out.
He in a wheelchair?
No, but when he got down on his knees, he almost fell, and she had to help him back up.
How old is he?
She waited for 28 years. 72.
He's 72. Oh, you know what? This is the chick that was on the on
the show with him.
She was on the show with him. Let me see if I can grab this.
Shout out to DJ Slow Your Roll. I see him in the waiting room. We can get his
comment. That is crazy.
Okay, wait a minute.
And she was so excited. She was smiling. I'm like, sis, like, did you drink the tea? Like, what's going on?
I hope he don't give a long preacher like engagement.
He did.
Hey, Slow Your Roll.
He did.
Hey, can you turn your phone the other way so you fit in the boxes?
So he was spitting facts.
He was spitting facts.
What's going on? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, can you turn your phone?
It was no proposal. I would have said no. Do we have the proposal?
I'm getting it. I'm pulling it up.
I want to see.
It was worse. It was worse than the one that Martin did for Gina when he was like, "Damn, Gina, will you marry me?"
Oh, turn it sideways so you'll be a box like us. Like, can you turn the phone instead of like that?
You turned it back. I'm turning right back.
Camera say, "Wait, he's 72."
I let him work on that. All right, hold tight. He's 72 years old. I want to see the clip. I want to see how a proposal can be horrible. I've never heard of a horrible proposal.
It was horrible. It was horrible.
Can y'all see that?
Yeah.
Now, I thought about,
he about to talk long.
Should I?
Yeah, how long is
and slow.
That's probably what makes it whack. Like,
give up my freedom coat for a straitjacket. I thought about, should I?
Yeah, I'm already out. I'm done.
I know, right? Let me fast forward through this. What?
Well, no, you ain't seen the best part.
Okay.
Married to someone way younger than me.
That Janet Jackson's mom? Was that Latoya? Like
Thought about, should I?
Reby? No.
Give up not having to answer to anybody. If I'm in Africa and I wanted to go to Europe,
I can't. I'm sorry, Shawn.
I wanted to leave Europe and go to.
I know he's like Sequoia. This is a long. He giving a preacher.
I wouldn't have to call anybody.
Just get to the point.
Did he get on one knee? Did he ever get to it? Like
talking about, should I?
He's not even talking to her.
Have somebody censoring who comes to my house.
Yeah, let's fast forward.
Lord.
I don't like him.
You talking to?
She sure can't come.
Too slow, way too slow.
I'm talking about, should I?
Oh Lord. No, you
have
should
to give up my Ferrari.
You look like a little Reby or Latoya.
Stop right there.
Station wagon.
stop right there. Okay.
Fast forward to where you had it. A forward where you was fast forwarding it when he was about to give her the ring. Fast forward to that part right there where you have it at.
Okay.
No, go back so you can see where he got the ring from.
Oh, wait
a little bit. Yeah, so you can see where he got the ring from.
He got it from his homie, the ring keeper.
Right there.
What the hell is that?
No, but wait. What's that in his hand?
Is that a cigarette box?
That's a Cracker Jack box. No, that's a Cracker Jack box.
Oh, that's a stunt. If he got a ring out of a
something out of
a Cracker Jack box.
I gotta give me a Cracker Jack ring up in it.
Oh Lord!
Please, I'm done. Who even brought this up? Like, I feel like Mike. What are we doing?
About this?
What are we doing?
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Where's Dave Anderson at? Dave, the businessman. Where are you at?
So
let's see the ring if we can see it.
I got away from all the shoulds. Should I?
Oh my God!
Should you?
We going to the should.
And I've decided simply to say, will you?
Oh, he got down now.
Marry me.
It sounds like it hurt him to say that.
It
wait for an answer.
I guess she said yes. She said yes.
He didn't have to. He didn't have to wait for an answer because he started out because you missed a lot of it. Like he talked way before you started. He told everybody he was getting married, and then he asked her.
So,
So
DJ Slow Your Roll, what was your thoughts on this? I don't even know why I'm even asking, but go ahead. What were your thoughts? Did you have a comment? Is there something in particular you wanted to comment on? Go ahead.
Man, I mean, if you're looking for the most bootleggers proposal, that's it. Yeah, that's He could have done a lot better for sure.
28 years that she waited for that.
He was just taking so long for me. Should I? If you got to ask yourself, should you all them times, then maybe we shouldn't.
Yeah, you could totally tell.
Well, you shouldn't after 28 years.
At the end of the day.
28 years, that's a lot. I mean, but they might have been okay with apparently she was okay with their relationship like that, because on that reality show, on the reality show, she did, ask him and, be like, well, are we going to get married? Are we going to get married? Because when they living together, I think they were living together because Dietrich hadn't, Dietrich hadn't get on him because they were, is this the same show? Am I right? He was on The Preachers, right?
Yes.
With Dietrich Hadden and the two guys.
I don't think they lived together because
but Dietrich Hadden and his girlfriend lived together.
I think so.
So, yeah, they
had a couple of kids too.
They got some kids. Him and Bishop and this lady got kids.
So they've been dating.
No. I'm talking about Dietrich.
They wasn't living together.
I'm talking about Dietrich.
I thought she would be at his house.
What are we talking about, people?
We talking about Bishop and Noel.
What? I don't care about this pastor. He lost me. I'm legit lost when it came. When I guess outside of the fact that it was 28 years, I mean, that could get spun into something. Like, I'm sure y'all been in relationships where you waited for someone to propose, or you wait. Like, Shaquise, how long did it take your husband to propose, or did you propose to him?
No,
I know, right? Ain't nobody proposing to no dude.
I think Shaquise is on a delay. I think she's on a delay. Shaquise, can you hear me?
I said he proposed within a year.
So 1 year, that's reasonable. That's enough time to get to know somebody. But 28 years, are we waiting that long, Shawnee?
Heck no. 28 years.
I think the time limit is after 2 years. If a person hasn't committed to a person in 2 years, then they pretty much don't want to get married.
Facts.
28 years. That's a long time. I mean,
but Jay Black, let me ask you this, bro.
That's a long time.
Do you feel there is a time limit to when you propose to a woman, though?
I personally feel like you don't need to be married. If I'm with you, I'm with you. I don't need the paper. I don't need the ring. I don't need all that. We're together. That's my personal opinions when it comes to marriage. I feel like it's truly not needed. But I get it from some other aspects. Some females may say, oh, but legally, if you die, who's gonna like all the legally stuff? That's going to be their defense. But me personally, miss me with it. I could care less. I don't need all that.
I like your shirt, by the way.
Thank you. Actually, hey, funny. I found the one who tolerates my soul or something like that. Yeah.
Wait a minute, say it, brother. Put it down. Let's see.
I'm the one. Well, I found the
one
who my soul tolerates.
Who my soul tolerates. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
So, how long did it take you to ask Lady Q to marry you? Really, Jay? Really?
Man, that's
really?
a great question.
Where is Lady Q?
I would suggest some extra flowers for Valentine's Day.
Yeah, what do you mean? How long?
Well, you trying to see how long? Because we was together.
Okay, not when you ghosted her and came. Once you got back, y'all got together. How long did it take for you to ask her to marry you?
I got back, and so I got back in 2008.
Look, thank you, Lady Q.
3 years. So it took me 3 years before we got engaged.
You never would have figured that out.
No, I would have never.
But Jay,
I'm sitting there wrecking my brain, like legit trying to remember 2005.
This is what tripped me out about you. But you had the whole wedding and everything, so you did the whole thing. You went all in. What? That was Lady Q that won you?
It's all about the female. It ain't the guy. The guys don't care about all of that.
It kind of seemed like this is stuff that you wanted.
I did not want this. I just wanted her by my side. I didn't want that. I didn't, straight up.
And that's what she required.
She wanted that. She the one that helped get, because I'm black. So my divorce was I was still married technically. So she the one that came through and helped. I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. She helped me get the divorce done with the last situation. I would have probably still been married.
Right. Black.
I get it. But no, if something happened to you, she got all the rights. And
that's
make the decisions.
And that's true.
And you need to get this
I agree
done.
with her
and
on that.
Together. And blah, blah.
I do too.
So I guess I might have said too much. I don't know.
I'm not trying to mess up his Valentine's Day too.
We know at the end of the day that the wedding's for the women.
Facts.
Regardless.
Of course.
Everybody knows that.
Okay, slow.
And the rings.
Whatever your woman want, if she want a big wedding, you gonna give her a big wedding?
Absolutely. Because at the end of the day, it's her day. That's her day to be the princess. You know, you got.
So whatever she wants,
within reason. Because when they were talking about $30,000 dresses and all, they want to spend all this money for 2 hours.
But I wouldn't date a woman that would go outrageous like that. So she would already know, like, baby, we on the money. Nah, come on now, don't be tripping.
But she might just be like, well, this is what I want. You said it was my princess.
I'm only getting married once.
Well, at this age, it might be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. Oh, Kelly J is here.
Kelly J in the waiting room.
Kelly J is here.
So yeah, we were just wrapping up on our nights. The marriage thing. That's interesting. That's a deal breaker for some people too. Like Kelly J, is being married a deal breaker for you?
I've been married. I'm happily divorced. Go ahead and let it happen. I found my own paperwork, did mine and my homegirl's mama at the same time. And come February 23rd of 2021, I was pushing. Please finalize this. That was the happiest day of my life.
So it's not a deal. So you're not looking to be married. Like your next relationship is not like I need to be married. So it's all about just being with the person.
That's if I want to be with somebody.
I didn't have to harass him to propose.
Oh, Lady Q, I didn't harass him to propose, and we got married with 2 people at the beach, $350 total. Where y'all do that at?
Okay.
Talk about being transparent. Yeah. So we did it.
Ain't nothing wrong with $350. That's good. At the beach? What beach y'all get married at?
It was some beach in Jersey, some place I never even heard of. But it was nice, It was a bunch of white people, so it's nice.
Because it was a bunch of white people, a bunch of light-skinned people. Okay, all right.
No, but it was on a beach in some place in Jersey, and it was just the person, the witness, the photographer, and that was it. So you're out on the beach in the sand, and you're getting all the photos with the sun, and you're in the rocks and the water, and the ambiance was there, and it was within budget, so I was happy with that part. So Yeah, lucky for me, my wife is not a high maintenance individual. You know, so that worked out. And the fact that she moved in with me when I was on unemployment, so I knew she was rider. So yeah, we good. And that's it.
Well,
you know,
if she moved in with you
when
and
I
you
was
were
on
unemployment, then
but
that
when
means
Hot
that you
97
were
fired us, because I've been fired from radio a lot of times. So my last time I was fired in Hot Radio was then, and she moved in literally when I was on unemployment. So
yeah, but you were taking care of yourself. So I mean, it happens. People lose
she
their
knew
jobs,
income
so
potential.
okay.
She knew that I wasn't going to be down long. You know, some people see that. You know, they know certain people you ain't going to be down long. But yeah, so yeah, we've been rocking out ever since. But yeah, high maintenance is not her.
Oh, she got the dress from Burlington. So y'all got married Spring Lake, New Jersey, at the butt crack of dawn. So y'all got married as the sun was coming up. Y'all did one of those.
Yeah, it was one of those.
Okay, and she got her dress from Burlington for $18. That's what's up.
So Jay Black, I got a question for you. So I've never been married, no kids, no nothing. So how did you know that she was the one?
When she moved in when I was on unemployment. I said, well, God darn. If she moving in with me when I'm getting a check every 2 weeks from the government with no clear sign of my next real salary, she riding out with me. You know, I knew. No, yeah, that played a part. I was like, dang. Yeah, I don't know if I would have did that. I don't know if I'm moving in with somebody. I'm uprooting me, and that takes a lot. When you know that love is there, and you're invested in somebody, and y'all rocking out. We're a unit, we're a team. We're gonna do what we do. That was dope to me. That was real dope. So here we go. How did this turn into me? I'm not
okay. So Stacy, wait. Nah, Jay, we rolling with this. So Stacy wants to know, did y'all, and we all want to know, did y'all go on a honeymoon?
No, she wanted to. She's been, it's one of them things we've been planning. Like, what did we do? We did like a couple day getaway, something like that, but it was no real honeymoon. We didn't hit the Cancun. We didn't hit the.
I mean, well, that's a honeymoon. Y'all went away.
No, but that ain't no honeymoon. No, we just went away for a couple of days. It wasn't we didn't need the passport get stamped. You know what I mean? When I think of honeymoon, I think of I'm somewhere. I'm in the DR. I'm somewhere for a good solid week or so.
So when you gonna take her to the DR?
There we go. And a reception. I know. We gotta put the reception together. We gotta have that. Boom. So when the time is right. When the time is right.
We Lady Q, you need a square. She said no honeymoon. We had breakfast at Cracker Barrel and a night in Atlantic City.
I tried to make it sound like we went somewhere for a couple of days. That was dope. Okay, we went to Atlantic City for a couple of days. Jesus.
That's nice. I mean, what's wrong with that, Jay?
That's nice.
Atlantic City is local.
That's nice. It doesn't matter.
I went to Shreveport.
Yeah.
That's nice.
I stayed in Dallas and got a hotel.
I ain't go on no honeymoon. How about that? I didn't go on one.
I do be saying transparent, but Jesus, like we're going deep with the transparency today.
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing? How do we get it? I just say that if marriage was a deal breaker, like Slow Your Roll asked the question, and I was just wondering, like Shiny, for you, is being remarried again a deal breaker? I see the comments coming in.
Is being remarried again a deal breaker?
For you, like if you're not remarried, you want to be married again? I know you've been there, done that.
I do. I mean, I want a partner. I'm in a relationship. I want a life partner. I guess that's how I say it. The marriage part, like where you gotta go file at the courthouse and all that stuff. I don't know. I mean, maybe because it's like some legal stuff. Since I have been married before, and then if you die, like I've known some people that have gone through some stuff, and then their ex, got some stuff. So it's like, well, if that's the case, if that's what I got to do to protect the mate that I'm with, then yeah, we can go to the courthouse and do all that.
You said it's legal stuff from the previous marriage? That's what you're saying? What legal stuff?
Sometimes stuff, yeah.
So like if you've been married,
the kids,
and you don't,
or the kids.
If you get remarried, so like for my dad, he got remarried, but they wasn't married long enough. So if in the case of his demise, my mom would get it rather than his ex-wife.
Wasn't married long enough. You have to be
married. I think like a time frame for it to be.
And yeah, like some of my military benefits and stuff. So I mean, yeah, I get married again because I wouldn't want no mess.
Yeah,
I know someone who was living with a man. And when he died, the kids kicked her out of the house.
Tim said, "Slow your roll. Are you wanting to get married?"
Yeah, you asking questions. Slow your roll.
Me, am I wanting to get married? That was the question. Yeah, I think so. Yeah. I mean, just finding the right person. I mean, it's not something that I just want to be like, oh, yeah, I just want her to get married. Because I mean, at the age I am now, you know, I think I've proposed to a girl one time or whatever, but it was kind of like, hey, I want to be married, I want a kid, and I want it now. And it was kind of like one of those things. And I'm just like,
oh, it was rude.
Okay. And then I thought about it.
It was like the pastor. You was like the pastor.
Hold on. I'm not gonna do. Yeah, you're not gonna punk me into something that I'm not sure that I want to do. So yeah, that's the only time for me where I've had a situation like that. But as far as marriage, I can see myself getting married. Yeah.
So you put pressure on her to say, "Hey, I want to get married and I want a kid." So you hit her with all that. Boom.
She put pressure on me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she threw that at me. Yeah, she gave me an ultimatum. She was like, "Look, you gonna marry me, you want kids, and that's that." And so I was like, and I almost fell into it. I was like, okay, but then I got to thinking about it. I was like, wait a minute, this is a big move, you know. And I was young at the time. I think I was 29 or something like that, or whatever. So, you know, I was still kind of in the streets a little bit. So.
In them streets.
Stewart. I know Stewart and I grew up together. So that's why I said Stewart knows me very, very well.
Said if Shawnee get married, I'm taking off work for this event.
You gonna do the prayer, Stewart?
Me too.
You want the big wedding, Shawnee? You want the
nah.
You more low key.
Nah, I mean, we can just go do it. We ain't even really got to tell nobody. I mean, it's us.
You do straight courthouse. You don't want the kids there, the dresses.
My kids. Yeah, my kids would be there. Now we got to talk about my kids. Now my kids would probably want me to have a wedding. Like now, that's where it would probably come in because they're probably like, "Oh, we want to plan a wedding and we want to be in it and we want to do this." I could see that happening and me being like, "Well, okay, I'll have a wedding for them," but maybe I ought to just tell them, "No, we just say that for your wedding." But I don't know. But yeah, I could see the girls being like, "We wanna have a wedding, mommy."
And do your girls have to approve of the husband to be?
Absolutely.
If they don't co-sign, you could be vibing, rocking with this guy. You're gonna tell me that if your girls ain't supporting them, you're like, I can't do the marriage thing.
At the age they are now, yes. Now, if they grown and they gone, then that's something different. But I still got to raise them. So I have to take their opinion into consideration because we would be living with this person. They'd have to be comfortable around this person. If they're not comfortable, then no, I'm not going to put my girls in a situation like that.
So you will work on that relationship before you throw that dude away that could be your soulmate. Is that
if my kids do not like him and my baby girl got a real good third eye, if she's like no, then it's a wrap.
I don't know if I agree with that.
The girls are they're important right now. I got to raise them. That's important to make sure that they understand that, you know, mommy is here for you. I'm not gonna put a man in front of you.
How is
their development is because if they're not comfortable, they might be picking up something that I can't see because I'm in love.
Okay.
You know, but they can sense that it's something ain't right about this joker right here, mom.
Okay. Now that part makes sense. Slow your roll. Jacqueline went through a divorce. I don't know if she's trying to holler or she just legit asking questions. But she said, who would be the right person for you? Like when you think of the right person, is there a couple qualities that are a must? Is like the physical attraction a must? Is it the big booty? Is it that they have to have a job? They have no kids? Because some people got kids. I'm out. Like when you think of the right person, who's that?
For me, laughter is key. For me, I need a woman that knows how to make me laugh just as much as I'm trying to put happiness in her life. I'm not a really picky person, you know what I'm saying? But I love my sisters. I love my sisters.
Do they have to be dark skin or light skin?
No, I don't discriminate against color. I don't discriminate. But don't get me wrong. At one point, I used to be like, Jay. I used to go.
We got the blackest box out.
but no, like I don't have preferences when it comes to that. So, but we good.
All right, was just trying to figure out who that audio was coming from. Let me figure that out.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. That's Jay Black over there typing.
No,
Sam,
that's not
you
me
got
typing.
it right. I'm just playing. That's not Jay Black typing. It's the feedback from.
It's Slow Your Roll. I muted him and it stopped.
Okay.
Yes, there you go. I knew I was going to figure it out. Yep, and I put them back on. There you go. All right, so Black
You got
History
earbuds? You got earbuds slow?
Yeah, let me put them in. I'll be right back.
All right. Let me take them down, Shawnee, for a minute. Black History. All right, so that was last night. Celebrity Big Brother, Lamar Odom. I really want Chloe to legit listen to what he was saying to give that man an opportunity to fight for his relationship, even though he screwed up. And Tristan, yeah, but I guess if she got kids with him, though, so I guess that makes a difference. She probably wanted to try to keep her family together. But yeah, that was my night. So before we move on to that first topic, Shawnee, my Black History Month moment. I said every day for February, I want to, educate our people. Things that you may not know. I'm gonna throw a little fact out there, and that's going to be considered a J Black History moment. All right. Oh, so today, Kelly J. Sequisa. Not Shine. I think Shawnee knows this already. So, who was the first Black female billionaire? Do we know?
Madam C.J. Walker.
Madam C.J. Walker for Sequisa.
Oh, billionaire. Oprah? You said billionaire. Oprah.
Y'all all agree?
Billionaire? First Black female billionaire?
First Black female billionaire.
Billionaire.
I think there's one from Africa, though, wasn't it?
Yeah, in the world or in the United States?
There you go. In the world, I guess. I don't know. I'm just doing the Black. I saw it and I said that's a dope thing, and I would use it. I don't know if it was in the world. Now I gotta see. Question me. My facts. We'll retract something in a minute.
She's from Africa. Like she owns an airline or something. She's in oil and gas. This is African lady. She's young too.
Me off. Billionaire in world history.
Yeah.
Like the African lady. I don't know her
world.
name.
I don't know her name.
World history. So to answer the question for this Black History Month quote and moment, in fact, it is said Oprah Winfrey. In 2003, February 27th, 2003, Ford magazine announced and declared that she was the first African-American female billionaire. So that was you guys' Black History Month quote and moment with Jay Black.
Our Black History Month with Jay Black. Clap it up.
Yes.
Clap it up. Clap it up.
Now my facts may get a little deeper for some of you. That was just the one that can relate to. You can have an idea. But it's Black History Month. We need to have more awareness. Y'all didn't even know who half the people was in the picture yesterday. So I thought that was, we need to do more research for our people and our culture. But yes, that was my Black History Month moment. So, Shawnee, you're up. Where are we going next?
So where we're going next is to Kelly J. Kelly J. Oh, wait a minute. Before we go to Kelly J, we talked about my night. We talked about Sequisa's night. We talked about your night, Jay Black. DJ Slow Your Roll. What was your night like last night?
Oh, my night was boring. Video games, Netflix, sleep.
Oh, I see why you single.
I was locked in the house.
Got married.
Did you hear Jay Black?
No, go ahead. What did he
say?
Jay Black is the mumble rapper. I'm the mumble rapper. What did he say?
Something about I see why you single.
We got to do more. Slow Your Roll. We got to be out there trying to find that date. We just play video games. They don't want guys to play video games.
Hey, because I'm not going to be out no. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So I was locked in the house pretty much.
All right, Shawnee.
So, Kelly J, tell us about your evening.
Well, I had Kelly J on the go. I had my show yesterday with Jay Black. Thank you for coming on again. Thank y'all for always showing up and supporting. I appreciate all of y'all for that. Afterwards, I've been dealing with a lot within the organization I used to be in. So I'm still getting information. So I was dealing with that. And I ended off my night with smoking a bleezy and, went straight to sleep. And that was it. That was all. My baby girl was knocked out and she was done for the night. So it was time for G-Mama to be done for the night. So, how my night went.
Mm-hmm. So, Jay, how did you like being on Kelly's show?
Kelly's show was interesting because I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure about it because I say I'm transparent, but I don't feel like talking about this child support stuff is a trigger for me. I feel like I said, I'm scarred. But she was like, no, she just wanted a different perspective from a male. So I did it, and I thought that show was well done. It was a solid hour, not too long. It wasn't too short. I thought an hour was a good time and was able to hit on some key points. I saw a lot of people in the comments. Tam was there, Kathy Black, Sexy Mo trying to come at me in the comments. I saw that, Mo. But no, it was good. I thought she's on to something with that, and keep it going, Kelly. My mom watched. She called after the show. Was like, oh, I did much better with Kelly than I did on our show yesterday morning. I was able to hit on.
I was like, you talked more on her show.
It felt different.
Like, I think we saw more of your personality to her.
Mm-hmm.
But she better know from the gauge, like, y'all not gonna play with my friend. That's the part that I like. She did a disclaimer at the beginning, like, this is my friend, and y'all not gonna come for him.
Billy said he saw the show. I gave some child support tips. Yeah, modification, all that good stuff. I didn't go into the business aspect, because if you got a business and you're going through your company, that ain't got nothing to do with child support. It's about where your social security number, not your EIN number. I remember my baby mom tried to do that. Oh, you riding around in rap vehicles, working for Master P and record labels. He got more money. Try to get more modification.
You had a rap vehicle?
Yes.
What vehicle were you riding around in?
I was the guy riding in the city. I used to do, it's a thing back in the day called street promotions.
Mm-hmm.
So back in the day, the record labels used to hire people in each city to represent their record label. So Priority Records, Def Jam, like I say, No Limit. So I had some accounts because I couldn't afford to pay my child support, so I started and lived the way I wanted to live. So I started my own little hustles. And that was one of them. And when she saw me riding around, here's one of the pictures. This used to be me in the city. That was my personal Explorer truck. So I'm riding around with the little Romeo, the Master P, and of course it was like, wait a minute, he got some more money. So she took me back to court for modification. But because it was in my business name, because it's in my business name, that doesn't go as my personal. I guess it's weird because you got your employee identification number and then versus your social security number. Dave Anderson said he probably can break that down. But your business doesn't affect your child support because it's through the business. I may be the CEO of that business, but it wasn't under my social, so that didn't count as my income working for all them different record labels, if that makes sense. So you start your own business, that's completely different.
So they didn't you didn't have to, because so now this lady on TikTok put something out that said if the non-custodial parent is working 1099, then now it's a way that they can go in and get your child support. I guess it don't apply now because your kids are grown.
Oh, I told you I celebrated.
1099 is a completely different thing. 1099 means you're an independent contractor. So that goes. Good morning. That goes right to your pockets. You'd have to be high and out of your mind. For example, on paper, David Anderson, everyday citizen, makes $14,965 a year.
I love it.
So how do you do that? How do you make?
What do you mean? How do I do that? I'm an employee, and that's what I pay myself.
You pay yourself.
That's what the company pays me.
$14,000 a year.
No, $14,965 a year.
Oh, I'm sorry.
The problem, I'm not trying to be funny, but the problem with Black folks is we want to show how much stuff we've got. And two factors love that: the court systems and baby mamas. So as a result, when you out here flossing and showing off stuff, yep. So when you're out here doing that, what winds up happening is you put yourself in a really, really bad situation. Hang on, I got to go be a daddy. I'll be back.
Okay.
All right. So the business. So what he's saying is you got your company. So if you start your own LLC and you're filtering everything through that, your income and all that, that's not going to go with the child support. But that's only if you got the money hungry, trying to take advantage and get the extra bag. You're dealing with those non-custodial parents aspect. So that was just one way that helped me. But I only did that because I needed to. When the judge told me to get rid of my car and catch the bus, to make it happen and make it work. And then when I was on unemployment, they told me, well, this is your income potential. I thought they was going to modify me to lower it. That judge was like, nah, well, it's still your income potential. When you get your next job, it's still going to be this amount. So you need her to get another job. So it was, I've been through a lot with it. Like I say, I was scarred. But I started my own business, and then that's what got me with those record labels. It had me riding around, doing all the record label stuff, street promotions, and every time the artists come to town, I would to take them around and take them out and all that good stuff. So, but yeah, but that was my little child support era and run. But Kelly J show was dope, and I see people saying they're looking forward to the next episode.
Yeah, well, I'm actually working on another one now because I have someone who helps people that are on child support, getting on child support, and how they can fight it. So I have an expert that's going to come on and share and help others who are currently going through the situation.
Oh,
No,
Kelly J.
Yep.
What's up?
Kelly J.
Congrats on that, Kelly.
Question. Yeah, Billy. There's no SSI with that. That don't go because it's not under your. I guess that's the gift and the curse of it.
You don't get SSI from your company, but I guess if you, but if you do the like you, because I messed up and did that, registered with the not the state, but you know how you have to report, because everybody that come up under me is 1099, because I didn't want to deal with that, coming up with their taxes and all of that and having to send all that in. But if they set it up that way, won't they pull? Don't you pay into SSI that way?
I have no idea. When Dave comes, Dave would know. That's his lane. Dave, he's the business bully. So when we get him back here, better break that SSI down. I just knew I needed a side hustle.
I gotta go be a daddy.
Yeah, I gotta be a daddy. Yeah, that's number one.
Like, yeah.
Facts. On facts.
That little girl run everything.
All right.
Part of being a daddy's girl.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So until Dave gets back, Shawn, we can go ahead and start on
the wig.
Yeah, there you go. So it was a clip she saw on social media. It made me laugh. So yeah, play the clip.
Oh God. Okay. Wait a minute. I had to go over to it. All right, here we go.
Cute, like real cute and simple. I'm gonna do one of those because I love doing hair. So what? No, I ain't gonna lie. I do not love doing hair. I love doing my own hair. Man, come the fuck on. What the fuck? Bitch, what the fuck would you do that? Like, too fucking much. Take her out. Get the fuck out. For real. Man, come the fuck on. She bald-headed. Move. You fuck the video. Why you play too fucking much? You fuck up everything. So cute. Like.
Wait a minute. He got the baby Kool-Aid.
Oh, God.
Hey, he got baby Kool-Aid cooler.
I laughed, but then Shawn, you said that's how people, y'all wigs, that's how y'all hair look under the wig. That's how.
Well, yeah, if you take it off, you got on a wig cap. You know, you comb your hair back or put it in braids, and you put a little wig cap on, and you keep it moving.
You keep it what? You keep it cute, because that ain't look cute to me. What you was to say?
She wasn't bald.
What you mean she wasn't bald headed? She looked bald headed to me.
She was not bald headed. Look, she's not bald headed. She has hair.
She had a lot of
Real cute and simple. I'm gonna do one of those because I love doing hair. So what? No, I ain't gonna lie. I do not love doing hair. I love doing my own hair. Man, come the fuck on. What the fuck? Bitch, what the fuck would you do that?
She got hair.
You can tell she's swinging him a lot too.
She got a lot of hair. You don't like her hair.
It looked like, I would have thought it was her hair, real deal, because I can't never really tell. When I saw a part and everything, I said, "Oh, that's hers." And so I wouldn't have known. But that was funny. He was wrong for that.
He was wrong for that while she's sitting there trying to do her live. I don't know. I don't know how I react if somebody did that to me. It would irritate me.
The same way she did.
Yeah.
Would you get that mad though, like she did?
Absolutely.
It depends on what I'm doing in live. Yeah, because it seemed like she was business, and you gonna come snatch my wig off while I'm conducting business.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm a clown. You want to be real transparent. You love how doing hair. Talk about your real hair. I get it.
I don't know. I don't know how.
So that means that at the end of the day, some of y'all are embarrassed about your hair instead of.
I mean, I do have issues with my hair because there's been some issues there. Like my hair,
with your hair.
Has come out some. Well, my hair has come out some. It shedded a lot, and so it doesn't.
So you're
It's not as
embarrassed.
thick.
So
as
wear
it
your
was.
real hair. Why? Yeah, that's a good point. So y'all, the ones that wear wigs, are potentially embarrassed by their hair. I never even looked at it from that point.
When my hair was still thick and long, I would still get tracks and I would wear wigs, but I wasn't embarrassed by my hair because I wear my hair too. Now I won't wear my hair as much. I mean, I will, but not as much as I used to because it started thinning like it did when I had cancer. So so for me, it's a problem. Like a full transparency, it's a problem because I know what my hair looked like, and when you start losing your hair like that mess with you. That mess with your self-esteem and everything. So no, I mean, but people that don't know, they're like, "Oh no, your hair looks fine." And no, it doesn't. No, you just don't know. No.
But you gotta think of it this way too. Like a lot of guys will do the same thing that women go through as far as their hairline. Guys' hairline go back, for days, But we figure out a way to make it work, and we still gotta wear our hair. We can't like throw on a weave or a piece
Yes,
or
they
something like that.
they got man wigs.
It's not that often. You don't see guys doing that.
They got man wigs, that Beijing stuff, and the stick-on beards.
You got more women wearing wigs and weaves and stuff before guys.
So we know our wigs. We don't never know with the beards or the.
Oh, will you stop?
They're low maintenance.
Is long hair a requirement?
Is for who?
For most guys, or do y'all do it for the guys? Like, because the fact that she want, the whole wig is that because you said it makes you feel like you got
hair for
superpowers.
Guys? No, if I'm gonna buy some hair, or I'm gonna get tracks or something, then I'm gonna be unbelievable. Yeah, I'm gonna get it all the way down to my knees. Yeah, I'm going all out. Yeah. I'm paying for it. Why am I gonna pay for some short hair? I can cut my hair and do that.
Are we transparent? Are we being transparent with hair?
Yeah.
I need long hair.
Sure.
Oh yeah, you like the light
long
skin.
Hair. I
long
do.
hair,
you like a
girls,
light skin and long hair.
Just being honest.
For day one.
Yeah.
Just being honest. I like long hair. So
yeah. Okay. Dave, what about
nothing
you?
against short hair, Shaquisa. Dave, you muted.
Wait a minute.
Yeah,
what the hell you say my name?
No, I said. Don't you have shorter hair? I can't. They look like your hair is short. I would just say nothing. There we go.
Every day.
Here we go.
I have
right, Dave.
Wait a minute.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, okay, I see it's down to your back. Okay, my bad. I couldn't tell from here. Look, Dave Anderson, please speak.
Hair does not a woman make. And if your self-esteem is tied into your hair, you need to sit on somebody's couch. The fact that self-hate has become a monetized industry for the Asian community and for the white community at the expense of Black self-esteem is a nut job that you have placed upon yourself, because Black women used to control 96% of the hair industry until they decided to let everybody else into it, and then they boxed their asses right on out. And now they tell you, because the magazines, the blogs, the media, the social media is all controlled by people who do not look like us, and they continue to put that message in, and then they try to put it on us like that's what we want. Everybody ain't Jay Black. Everybody ain't color struck and need high yellow, light skin, long hair. So what winds up happening is y'all start to blame your lack of self-esteem and lack of self-confidence, because you've been conditioned by the media and taught not to think for yourselves, on something that you say all of us want, and that's not the truth.
You can like long hair and just nothing about the media. You can like what you like. Like some people like short hair, some people like long hair, some people like curly hair, straight hair. Dave, where did he go now? He couldn't handle it. He couldn't handle me. That's what I'm talking about. Come man, Mike. They can't handle it.
Thank you, but I have been thinking about cutting my hair all off and getting a shortcut like Jay's or Mike's. I've been thinking about that.
You was thinking about doing this?
I'm thinking about it because when it starts to shed, like at the base, it's really thick there. It's really thick. Like everything is still there. So I know that it'll grow back. it'll grow
I'm trying
back.
to picture your face because some people don't look right with short hair. Some people don't. Like I always try to look at their faces to see, like me, because I'm low key. I ain't gonna talk about it. I'm getting a little hair thinning in the back, center of the back, and I'm like, ooh, can I
I'll
be
get
bald?
my hair like yours. Yeah,
could
I've been thinking about it and letting it grow back. Just let it grow back. I mean, it's gonna grow back. Cause so like when I had cancer, I cut it all off up to my ears. That's where I could go. And then it grew back. It grew back long and pretty.
I am not my
thicker.
hair. Long straight to the back, won't grow my hair, so I won't front curly. Yeah, so Stacy rocked the curly. Actually, I think Stacy got the fro right now for Black History Month, and she rocking Black History Month gear every day. I saw your post, Stace dope. But yeah, so the afro, the afros is cool too. You know, the long hair, the straight hair. I mean, to each his own.
So what's your preference? They're talking about long hair, short hair for a woman. Oh, you back to
Slow your
crackling
roll.
again.
Yeah, he popping.
He's frozen.
He frozen.
All right. Yeah,
And he froze.
We got holla.
Wait a minute. Yeah, there you go.
Sorry. Thanks for joining. Slow your roll. Yeah, he definitely popping. Keep talk about a day. No, damn. So everyone, I'm not. All right. I'm not gonna keep defending myself because at some point I look like guilty.
Okay,
it's your preference.
I really don't have.
It's what you go for.
It's what you. Yeah, your wife is light skinned with long hair, so
no judgment.
You got it honest. Yeah.
I'm not saying nothing because y'all were trying to incriminate me with something, so I'm not even gonna comment on that.
How about this? You like them light skinned and yellow. I like them tall, dark. Well, no, I don't like them dark. I don't care if they're dark. I'm gonna take out a big dick.
Okay.
Bam.
I don't know to grab a flag or time out or pause. Like, what are we doing? It's kids. Kelly says she don't like dark skinned men. That's the only part I feel. Kelly says she don't like dark skinned men.
I don't have a problem with dark skin. My ex is dark. I date them all, baby. And I like men and women. Now, when it comes to women, I definitely have a preference. Women, I have bigger preferences.
Oh, Lady Q.
So he can like what he wants, but she walk around looking like Silly from The Color Purple on the regular.
Well, the twist. We got to twist our hair up, yeah. Put them little plaits in, yeah.
Good morning, Amir. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Amir. I believe I sent you the link if you want to hop on, Amir.
So we were talking about what dating, relationships. We were talking about, I guess, your wigs, long hair is a requirement. Is marriage, being married is being married a deal breaker for you? Like I said, Slow Your Roll was talking about kids. Like, does kids matter? And I remember me not wanting to date somebody with kids at one point. I remember that being a thing. Like I'm not being nobody's stepdad. I ain't, like I remember them earlier years, as a young guy. And then you realize everybody got kids.
You had kids.
Huh?
Listen, there's something wrong if you don't have kids. At a certain age, I'm looking at you funny. Like, what's wrong with your plumbing?
Somebody with kids.
Wait,
what if they didn't want kids, Dave?
What's the age you talking?
Listen, I'm just saying, there's a certain age after a certain point, it's like, what's wrong with you? Because it indicates a few things, right? If you're past the age of 35 and you have 0 children, you're a unicorn, or nobody likes you, or there's something wrong with your plumbing, or you're evil. Like, it's one of a few things. Because if you're strong and independent, you ain't got no time for no kids, this, that, and that. Listen, I don't want a husband. I am a straight black man. I don't want a husband. I want a wife. That's what I married. I married a wife. You understand what I'm saying? Not to mention, and for me personally, I never wanted kids. Kids was not a thing for me. You know what I'm saying? So, like, to me, it's not that big of a deal because, number one, I don't come with simp energy. A lot of these chicks are looking for simp stepdaddies. That was never my thing.
What's
you know
what I'm saying?
Stepdaddy? A simp stepdaddy is, I'll pay your rent. I'll wash your clothes. To put it another way, what did DMX say? I love my baby mother. I never let her go. Like, nah, we not doing that.
So what kind of stepdaddy are you?
I'm a stepdaddy, but I'm not. I don't even use the term stepdaddy because I'm the only father she know.
So what
and at the end of I take care of the kid. I love the kid. When I was 4 years old, my mother got with a man who was not my father. My father and my mother divorced when I was 3, and that man was in my life till the day he died. You know, he was an educator. He was a good man. He was a kind man. He was a Kappa man. You know, my brother and I don't have the same father. And I didn't know that my brother and I didn't have the same father until I was in college. Because that's how we were raised. It was dad. Like, that's all I knew. You see what I'm saying? So it's all in how you position that situation. But as long as you keep your masculine frame and you put your big boy pants on, you're good to go. But if you were out here, yes, honey, it's okay that this guy does absolutely nothing, and I'm just gonna let you walk all over me, and the kids can walk all over me, and I don't have a say in my house as a man. Yeah, that's that simp stuff. That's not happening.
So what was the statement that Dave said that was ignorant? Because you came in hot,
I think
Dave.
because he said if you don't have kids, and you're speaking if a woman doesn't have kids at a certain age, there's something wrong with her. But what if she just?
But you do realize I'm a comedian, right? You do realize that that's tongue in cheek, right?
Say if they medically
like,
can't
I mean,
have
at
kids.
some point, you gotta like, ha funny. Like, do I really think there's something wrong with you if you chose to get into a career and you wind up being CEO at 28 and you hold that position till you're 35? Absolutely not. That happens, but that's not the case for most women.
And he sips the tea.
No, this is
right.
actually protein water, but
okay. James says I have to agree. These females all have these kids, then decide that they want to settle down and find a husband, then get the guy to play stepdaddy, but don't want to have any with him.
Yep.
Him.
Yeah,
Can I comment on that? Can I comment on that? I need to say something on that. I feel like these women, they fall for guys real easily. And so then they have these kids for these guys, and they find out the guy is some bullshit. And so then after they break up or go their separate ways and then they have the kids, then they're looking for that other person to fill that piece that they're missing.
And then they don't want to have no kids.
I wholeheartedly apologize, but there's 18 different contraceptive options available to women.
Okay, and it's contraception options for men too.
There's 2 for men. Pull out and condoms.
Vasectomy.
Does pull out really work? Yesterday I was told pull out really don't work, but okay.
It's not as effective.
But the woman don't have to let the man shoot up the club though.
That's the point. You have 18 options. Wait, Shawnee. Yes. Let's get in reality. Let's not run logic through our emotions here. At the end of the day, who does the burden of parenting fall on, whether the daddy is there or not?
The mom.
Okay, so if there's 18 different contraceptive methods for women, then it is a conscious choice to carry that baby to term. It is a conscious choice to give up your life. It is a conscious choice to bring that baby to fruition. So if you didn't want it, you had 18 different options to not have that baby. Those are facts.
Yeah, but the dude got some responsibility in there too.
Guess what? The only responsibility that dude has is child support, because you let him in, you give him permission, you decide to lay down with him, and a lot of y'all don't have any sense between 18 and 31. Between 18 and 31 is the Lamondre years. That's when, oh, he cute. He looked like he could put it down. He's a thug. He's exciting. And y'all pass up on all the too nice guys. And then when Lamondre leaves you like Afghanistan and you bombed out and depleted, then you want a guy that has took time to work on himself, figure out who he is, has traveled the world, made the money, and done all the things that he was trying to do with you, but he wasn't exciting enough. He was too nice. All of that falls on you, because men can't do anything that women don't allow. And until you guys get real about that, you're going to continue to have these situations.
Oh, Dave, I'm glad you're here. Yes. He's speaking the truth.
Tell me how I'm wrong.
Can
I speak with you, Shawnee, without you letting me in?
No, you can't.
Wait. If you decide that you don't want to have my baby, what can I do about that? If you get pregnant, you decide that you don't want to have my baby, what can I do about that?
Absolutely nothing.
Absolutely nothing. If you decide that let me shoot up the club tonight, right? And tomorrow you walk down to Walgreens or Dwayne Reed or Rite Aid and you get a plan B, what can I do about that?
Nothing.
Okay, then. So who has more control in that situation, the man or the woman?
That was an easy debate. That was
easy. He sips his water again.
Oh, that's what I want to see. That's your response, Shawnee? That's your response, Shawn? I thought it was gonna come. You was gonna come back with something.
I mean, what can I say to that? But still, I mean, I still feel. Yeah, at the end of the day, I have the ultimate control. I can get a plan B or something. But when we there and we in the moment, he can make a decision too.
Yeah, he can make a decision. Guess what? He can make a decision in that moment. But yet and still, don't y'all always say, "Oh, it was an accident. We didn't know what happened." Blah 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 blah. You can still terminate. You can still give that baby up for adoption when you choose to allow someone else into your divine Stargate. You're making life-altering decisions because it's the divine Stargate because you're bringing life from one dimension into this one.
Okay.
You're still making a conscious decision.
Fire.
I've never heard it before.
I was about to get into some business talk with Dave, but I like this. Like I ain't never seen Shawnee.
I can do more things. I just want. My whole thing is
Shawnee's usually cocky, Dave. I'm sorry. Shawnee's always so cocky. She always got that other point of view, but now it's like, well, Dave's right. Yeah, we are the best.
I mean, because you can't argue logic as much as you don't like it. You cannot filter your logic through your feelings because that won't hold up in court. That don't hold up nowhere. And because you made life-altering decisions at a young age when you were not mature enough, even though the body was ready, your head wasn't. You have to live with the consequences of those decisions.
Facts.
That's it. If you decided to let Lamondre run up in you and then you have to drop out of college and you was on the path to becoming a Rhodes Scholar, you made a really shitty decision.
Live with it.
So if you
get pregnant, but something's wrong with us if we get old with no kids. So I'm confused.
No. If you get to a certain level and you don't have any kids, there's a reason behind that. You either chose your career, and when a woman chooses her career 9 times out of 10, and I'm speaking generally, so don't give me with the not all police bullshit. Generally, when a woman chooses her career, right? She's not trying to do the whole wife thing. And then a lot of women do not want to fall under strong male leadership, but a lot of women want to date up. And dudes at the top, in the top 1% of financial earnings, they don't necessarily want the headache. So that's why you see a lot of older dudes who make the type of money I make messing with younger women. It's dirt simple. There is a balance. You don't want to do that's way too nice, but you don't want to do that whips your ass. You want a dude who can defend you. You want a dude that can provide for you, but you don't want somebody who's going to be so nice that you can walk all over him, but you don't want somebody that's going to beat your ass. There's a balance. And let's not act like there's not, because if you tell me you want to do to whip your ass, or you want to do to be like, oh, everything is lovely. Whatever you say, you don't want no stem cells. You never respect it.
Walk over
because there's nothing in him that says, oh, he can defend me. He can protect me. He's going to put me in my place. He's going to be like, yo, you're doing the most right now. We are balanced creatures. There is a plug and there's a socket. Like that's how we're built. Male and female, yin and yang. There's emotion, there is logic, there is strength, there is compassion, there is iron fist, there is velvet glove. And to act like we don't need each other, like we're not symbiotic creatures, is not only ignorant, it's ludicrous, ridiculous, immature, and ignorant.
You supposed to drop. If I had a mic, I would have dropped it for you. That was damn. Okay, Dave Anderson.
I mean, but women want men that can.
Women want men that can what, Shawnee? Let her talk.
Some women want men that can do that, can tell them, hey, you're doing too much. You need to slow down. They want the leader. I mean, me personally, I don't want no weak.
You don't want no pussy. You don't want no pussy. You don't want no pushover. Right. But you don't want somebody whipping your ass.
No, I don't want you balling your fist up hitting me. No, but you need to be.
But you want leadership. You respect leadership. Mm-hmm. You know what that's called? Masculinity. You know what society says masculinity is now? Toxicity.
Yeah, we don't want toxicity.
Well, what's toxic about telling you, listen, you're doing the most. Calm down, relax.
There's nothing toxic about that. Toxicity.
You might want to get with the mainstream media, because the mainstream media is telling you that in and of itself is toxic. There can't be two leaders in anything. There is one president. There is one general. There has to be a vice president. And the problem is women are the most powerful dynamic in the relationship between men and women. See, men are the head, yes, but women are the neck. And I don't know if you know this, but the neck tells the head where to look. But to try to compete with a man,
the neck where to look.
Okay, Dave.
Okay.
You try to compete
I'm
with a man
processing.
as a head, two-headed monsters get killed. Even the Bible says you can't be of two minds. You can't serve two masters. God, head, neck. Order in all things. I'm sorry, but I'm a husband with a successful family, but go off.
I mean, there's nothing to go off on, though. That's what.
That wasn't for you. Why
I
you
speak for
hit
me.
dogs holler? Why are you talking? That was generally.
No, I know. I'm gonna tell my girlfriend to be my neck next time I get one.
I don't need a husband. I don't need no husband.
Let's just call it off for me.
Wait a minute. Amir said, Dave, I'm putting on my Foot Locker shirt and blowing my whistle. Tweet. We need
damn, Rap. Let me go, Rap. She's still standing, Rap. She's still standing.
Woo! No, can I have a transparent moment? So when I was younger, and I'm gonna say a lot younger, I had a pregnancy scare. And this is actually when I realized I became a lot older, but I had a pregnancy scare at a very young age. I went to the child's father because I didn't know yet. I just had all the symptoms and I was late. And I go to him and I'm like, hey, I think I'm pregnant. Immediately, he was like, it's not my baby. Exactly. Yeah, he was like, it's not my baby. He was the only one I had sex with, like only one outside of what had happened to me prior. But prior to what had happened, it was no pregnancy. So immediately I talked to my mom, and my mom was like, you're going to have to figure out what you're going to do. So at the age of 13, actually, I was having to decide whether to abort my child or be a mom. And instantly I knew I wanted to be a mom. So it wasn't like, so I grew up at that moment. I had to figure out if I was going to do school, and if I was going to do school, who was going to watch my baby, who, I already knew life for me was over with at that point. Right. Because that's just what I had saw from so many people. But at 13, I was ready to be a mom. Here I am, 33, still no kids, graduated in degrees. So hey, that's my little transparent moment.
Wow.
Right.
I was going to take
scare, but you knew automatically it was going to change the course of your life. Mm-hmm. A life-altering decision that impacts the woman 80% more than it impacts the man. I could go out here right now and be Nick Cannon and not bat an eye. I can book a flight. I can be there. I could go for games the whole nine. I control everything in my life. I could go out there and do that. I choose not to. The impact that showing up for my kids has on my kids is immeasurable. But automatically it's going to affect you. I can do whatever the hell I want to do. I'm still good. For a woman, it's irreparable. And to act like that's not heavy is a problem. And that's the problem with all this, oh, don't slut shame me. Oh, I can do what I want. Oh, it's cool. I'm just like a man. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Yeah, nah. Not to mention, when you talk about how, not y'all, but generally, when people talk about how men ain't shit, well, since 1970, in the Black community, men have been raised almost completely by their mothers. So who is raising these ain't shit men? That is the impact of having loose booty. I know we don't want to talk about it. I know we don't like to hear it.
What was Kelly J having sex for at 13? She a loose booty?
I'm not talking about her.
Ooh, that's what I heard. No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you're such a mess. That's the thing. There is an impact. There is an impact. And it's like there's no shame in it anymore. Like back when, I'll give you an example. My brother's biological father was born to his grandmother, right? She was a teenager. They sent her ass down south. She had my brother's father. She came back home. The baby stayed down south until she got out of school. Then she went and got her son. There was a certain level of shame and precaution. We don't have that no more.
A classmate of mine, I found out in college that she had a child. And I remember she had left school for a semester. And she came back and, she had gotten bigger. And when we went off to college, her cousin was in college. And she asked her when was the last time she seen her child. And I was like, your child? What?
Right.
So yeah, because back then, when you got pregnant, they would put you in a different school. You didn't walk around the regular school with the other kids when you was pregnant. So there was shame to that.
And so and I made a note, Dave. I need you back on with Mike because we had that Nick Cannon debate as far as what's more valuable, the having of a 2-parent household or versus you being financially able to take care of kids in all them cities. And it got heated. Mike, swear to God, he won. I disagreed, but Mike is all about, hey,
Mike,
you can do it. And then I'm like, no, that there's a difference when that father is knowingly trying to be in the household or much closer than just, it ain't just the money. It's about being present in those moments as much as you can. You ain't going to be there for every moment, but just knowing that, I thought it was foul to know I'm going to have this seed and their dad is not going to be close by. But financially, they ain't got to worry about nothing. But I said it's more than that.
We're speaking on Nick Cannon as if we know what Nick Cannon's plans are. On top of that, we're speaking on Nick Cannon like he is a bench rider in the NBA. This dude is worth a crap ton of money, which gives him a crap ton of options. It's not a regular upbringing. While I do agree,
what option to be there?
Huh?
What option is there to be there for the parent-teacher meeting on this day and then the next day?
I could go to Oak Cliff, Texas right now, knock up abroad, and be there for the birth. I could be there for the baby shower. I could be there for every single moment.
You can't be there at Christmas. You can't be
Let me
there
tell
for
you something. My
Christmas for
father
all
was
of
a
them.
federal agent who did things in the name of the United States that I don't even know because they're classified, right? But every time I had a school play, every time I had a championship debate, every time I had a basketball peewee game, my dad was there. My dad was there more than kids whose dads lived with them.
Did he have 8 kids in 8 cities?
No, but he had 2. He had one that he claimed as his own, and he had me, and I was in a completely different city.
Same house?
No, my father was not in the same house.
No, I'm saying you and your sibling.
Yes, thank God.
Right, but with Nick Cannon, you got
again. How are you judging? How are you judging a man with that many means and that many plans?
Oh, I don't care. Have no babies. It's in the Bible. We should multiply. Multiply away, Nick. Have all the ones you want.
Right. Because here's the thing. None of you had that smoke for Shorty. None of y'all had that smoke for Shorty Low. None of y'all had that smoke for Future. Shit. Y'all don't even have that smoke for Drake. And Drake is pretty much an absentee father unless there's a photo op. But you have it for Nick Cannon, a man who not only battled lupus, a man who not only lost his child publicly, a man that not only sits up there and employs several other people and feeds several other families. He's the most responsible baby dad I know who's famous. But y'all don't have that smoke for anybody else but, oh, Nick Cannon's having another one. Have you ever heard of El DeBarge? El DeBarge has 12 kids by 11 different women, but you say nothing. Joe Jackson, while raising the Jacksons, had 2 other children outside of Catherine. You say nothing. But Nick Cannon is what you want to get up and
I just took you off my list. I thought you was on my side. I'm not going to.
I am on your side, but there's balance in everything. Having a father in the home is absolutely the most ideal situation. But I'm not going to say Nick Cannon is trash when Nick Cannon can give a better upbringing than most people could ever dream of.
No, I'm not saying trash. I'm just acknowledging the fact that it's different when you knowingly having kids and knowingly. Versus, how important it is if you can be
worse. No, because he's always
in your
going
child's
to be
life
there
consistently.
I don't think wild horses could drag Nick Cannon away from his children. Also, when you have something that could take you out at a very young age, like lupus, and we don't talk about the effects that lupus has over men, and Sakrisha can speak to that more than I could. It makes you look at your mortality. So I understand why he's doing it. A lot of it is wait. Let me get this off, Jay. Let me get this off. A lot of this is a trauma response. Because he's been putting. Sakrisha, can you talk a little bit about what lupus does and why folks wind up in the hospital with it and how close they are to dying?
It's still selfish.
Agreed, but I'm talking about a trauma response, which means it's a psychological situation that you're dealing with.
Lupus is a specialty. So if a patient has lupus, after I check them for lupus, I send them off. So as far as the details on how it affects your body and all of that stuff, that's not my wheelhouse. But it is an autoimmune disease and it is life-threatening, and every day is a battle. You never know if you're going to have a good day. You never know if you're going to have a bad day. So it is very serious, and it will definitely make you question your mortality. And I think that No, nobody asked me, but I really think if you have the means to have 8 kids, and Nick is an amazing father. He's even said that he wants to have like a big house and they all live together so the kids can grow up together. If you can financially take care of 8 kids, I don't have a problem with that. I have a problem with the guy down the street that has 12 kids, but he don't see none of them. That's the one that I have a problem with. My daughter,
right. Or the dude on the Yanla who had 35 kids and don't even know their names.
Who had 35 kids?
You didn't see that episode of Yanla Fix My Life when that dude had 35 kids?
Oh yeah, I remember.
And he couldn't even name them all.
Him. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He out here living his best life.
Yeah, there's
but you drag Nick Cannon.
Nobody's dragging. I just said I thought it was selfish and foul because I know if I'm growing up, I want my dad around as much as possible. And knowing my dad is having me, I'm in Oklahoma and he's in LA. I think that I'm gonna miss those moments when I wake up with my missing tooth. I'm gonna wake up and I'm scared of the boogeyman. It's certain things that you want to be able to have a parent around, and knowing that he's not going to be around, knowing that he's not going to be anywhere close by for those key moments in life as you grow up as a young man is just foul. But that's just my opinion. I get mistakes, I get accidents, I get not knowing that this was going to be the end of the relationship. You thought we were going to be together, but knowingly, I know I'm gonna financially make sure you're good, but I'm not going to be around as much as you will probably need me to be around as the black father. That was my
Let me ask you this. Outside of your wife, you have other children, do you not?
Yes.
Did you live with them their entire life?
No. You're missing my point of knowingly. When I got into their relationship, the goal was
the law don't understand intent, and kids don't understand intent. So to your point, there are certain things that you missed out on, whether you're aware of them or not.
True.
Like I already know, like, bro, Broke Me was here every day. Broke Me wasn't jet flying. Broke Me wasn't consulting businesses. Broke Me wasn't brokering deals. Broke Me was here. You know what I'm saying? Cooking, cleaning, doing all those things that a supportive daddy does, right? I know for a fact that because I've reached a certain level of affluence, there's certain things that come with that. There is a drawback for every superpower. You understand? Mm-hmm. So there's certain things that I know for a fact that my oldest has a certain, while she appreciates everything I've done for her, there's a certain level of resentment, in her older years, because I wasn't there for every single moment. But if she had a problem at school, I was there. If she had a problem at her dorm, I come flying. But there's certain things that even TD Jake says this. A man that's out here making money cannot be a father full time, and a man that is full time ain't gonna bring home no money. You're not gonna respect him. It's such a hard. It's a hard road to hoe. There is no perfect balance with that.
Yeah, I just think it's a difference with
how do they do
it?
She said women do it. Women do it.
I said women do it.
Women do what? Name a woman on my level who does it. Name one.
Run businesses and still take care of their kids.
Name one
every day. You looking at one. You looking at one.
So you have a $33 million net worth. You have a $33 million net worth.
No, I didn't say 30. I said a woman that takes care of her kids.
I'm talking about when you get to a certain level of wealth, there is a trade-off.
$33 million net worth. Oh,
that's what I'm talking about. If you're not talking that, I don't want to hear it. Because then you can pull Oprah out your ass, but Oprah ain't got no kids.
But if you have $33 million, it's easy to raise your kids. You can get a nanny.
I don't have a nanny, never had a nanny, will never have a nanny.
$33 million, I could do it easily.
Don't need one. Because my kids need to know I'm here. I'm not passing my kid off.
Laundry.
But didn't you just say women do it? Did you just say women do it? I got a 2-parent household. No. Wait. I got a 2-parent household. We ain't got no nannies. It's us.
But if
women do it, there's no nanny in the conversation.
But if we get to that, then and like I'm single, so let's say overnight I become a $33 million success. I got to do it by myself. Ain't nobody here.
Let me ask you
got a
something.
wife
Johnny,
that you can say, hey, pick up the kids.
No. Hold on. Shawnee. Okay, that's cute and all, but let's keep it a buck. Since we're going there, let's go there. Shawnee, how many days have you been like, damn, I don't know how I'm gonna make it this month?
A lot.
Okay, so now how many days did you say I'm not grabbing my kids?
Never.
Trade off. Thanks for coming. It's a different thing when you get to a different level. Let's not compare apples to dinosaur eggs. Let's not. Don't make no sense.
But Dave,
there's no but Dave.
No, because I mean the reality of it is, if it gets to that, this is life. It's me. It's the girls.
Right.
So I got to figure it out. Like
right.
When it's time to get to that game, I got to get to that game.
Right.
Even if I am worth $33 million.
Exactly.
When it's time to do, I have to be there. Like
I can't wait till you get to 33 so we can actually have a peer conversation about this.
I know, and just so y'all know,
because you have absolutely no idea what you're talking about.
But Dave,
there's no but Dave.
But
congratulations on the weight loss, Dave. Congrats.
Thank you. 113.5 pounds. Let's get it.
Now I'm looking at your images under the net worth and some stuff I had to Google. Wait, 32 million.
But I think it's different when you have somebody there to help you. It's when it's just you.
Of course it is. You're only making my point.
Dave, I need some money. We gotta figure out how to do some business together, Dave. We're popping like this. We need
to different when it's okay for you to walk away and make your
I'm gonna have to break down net worth and assets versus Huh?
Well, Jay, you can enroll in Dave's course.
He really can.
Yeah, we could talk.
Yeah, I started Monday. I got my little assignment. I'm on track to have my assignment done, Dave.
Okay.
All right, I'm sorry, Shawn. I threw you off. Let's stay focused.
No, but Jay, for real, like you could do that. You could do that. You could be there 3 months. It's supposed to be life changing.
Yeah, Stuart Rogers just said it. You can't be a perfect parent and a perfect CEO. Each day you give up something at the expense of other things.
Perfect parent.
Somebody reported me.
Life happens. We still got a slot for you, Sequisha. We still got a slot for you. Listen, if you tired of having more month at the end of the money,
what's more important, money or time with your kids? That's a good
come to death row.
Wait a minute. I'll come to death row.
Come to death row.
I ain't fucking with death row. You lost me on that one. You lost.
So you want to go to death row. You want to go to Dave's death row. Dave's boot camp is
Tell him.
You can start watching him. Just start watching his lives. That's what I'll say. Just start watching his lives. I love Dave. I love Dave to death because Dave can put me in my place. Dave know how to shut me up real quick. Dave cuss me out every time we talk in a loving way. Okay, so I don't want nobody to be like,
why is it always that I'm abusive for telling the truth?
But listen,
like Shawnee, no, I will give her anything she needs.
Listen, he got that name for a reason, but he's really
they was all out of business Care Bears. That's all what was left. I got in the line and they ran out of business Care Bears. So this is what you get.
So in a one-word answer, can we answer this question one word? No, just real quick. And save Dave for last. So what's more important, money or time with your kids, Kelly?
For me right now, money.
Slow your roll. Slow your roll. You got to pick just one real quick.
I ain't got no kids, money.
You ain't got no kids, so it's money. It's a Sequisa.
I need money to spend time with my kids. How about that?
Here we go. You always can't just answer the Shawnee.
Yeah, that's not an easy answer. That's not.
It's not because you need money to spend time.
Yeah, I need money to spend time with your kids. I ain't got no money then.
Dave, what's the ultimate answer, Dave?
Money. Here's why. Right now, while I'm talking to you, right? One of my companies is building aqueducts in Peru, right? One of my companies is recording artists in Nigeria. One of my other companies is cleaning houses in Oklahoma. I make time by having money. The fact that I can teach at Temple University, right? And tell my executive team, y'all got it. I'll show up for Q&A. Run this however you need to run it. Just don't let my money drop. Master of all I survey. I am a better father because I have better means to be a better father. All that being there all the time. There's a bunch of y'all who got a bunch of not anybody on this dance because I don't know your life, but there's a bunch of y'all got a bunch of baby daddies that are ready for the new Call of Duty zombie expansion pack because they're sitting there. They got all the time in the world, but they have none of the intention. Money is not bad. Money is a tool to handle absolutely everything else. And the more money I have, the more time I can make. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk.
Jeanette said you don't need money to take your kids to the park.
Shit, yes you do, because you got to clothe them kids.
You got to feed them.
You got to feed them kids. You got to make sure it's 20 degrees in Dallas right now. You got to put a coat on them kids. Yes, you do need money.
But you get the point of what she's saying is like, is there stuff that you can do with your kids that don't cost?
You need money in order to do that, because think about people who are broke working full-time jobs. They're trying to get money. They're living paycheck to paycheck. If you're living paycheck to paycheck, you are stressed. You're not in the best mental state. All of that comes down to money. The Bible even says it. So don't argue with me, argue with God. Money answereth all things.
So the average person living check to check in reality, right? I mean, the savings where they may have 2 or 3 months on average, is that the average? Dave, you would know that. The
average person has about 2 weeks or 2 paychecks before they're abject poverty driven.
So if they lost their job or lost their income, they got about 2 weeks, and then all shit hits
2 weeks
the
or
fan.
2 checks at best. 2 weeks at worst, 2 checks at best. Yep. Those are the numbers. I didn't create Thug Life. I diagnosed it.
So how do we change that? I
changed that, but here's the thing. Look at it like this. Look at this.
You broke up a little bit, Shaquisha.
Say that again, Shaquisha. Sorry. Full head of hair, by the way.
I said I did a live on Facebook when COVID first started. I said that there's more than one way to die from COVID. You can die from COVID financially, because if you can't work for 2 or 3 weeks and you already struggling, then what you're going to do? That's when I told people to go out and find ways to make money from their home. That's when I did the boot camp. That's when I started doing speaking engagements. That's when I started doing, coaching and start making money outside. My daughter started her own business. She makes candles and bath salts and sugar scrubs. Like I told everybody, you need to figure out a way to make money from your home. And now I have so many people telling me I should have listened to you, because now my job won't pay me because I was out for COVID the first time. This is the second time. I was 3 weeks in the hole. Now I'm in the hole again. And there's a lot of people that are suffering, stressed out. Suicide is through the roof now. Like, it's all because of money, and people don't realize that. And they said that in last year, Black people spent $1 trillion into the economy, but our net worth went down by 14%. 40% of Black businesses went out. Every nurse practitioner that I started out with in private practice went out of business. I came this close only because a friend of mine pointed me to a company that let me do telemedicine. That's the only reason why I'm still in business.
Let me say this, right? 2 things. So now we're making a real nice transition into business. I need to break this down. Do you know why student loans are so predatory?
Wow.
Because they're 100% backed by the government. Even if you default, the government is still going to give the schools their money. That's why education continues to go up and up and up and up, right? So you're taught to go get an education. Black people are taught to, go get a degree or 5 degrees or more degrees than the thermometer, right? So you get a loan to go to school to get a job. Then you get a job to go to work to pay off school. Do you see how that's a vicious cycle? So the problem is, back when when my mother was born, right? All my mother's siblings were born in Black hospitals. The only reason my mother wasn't was because it was an emergency. It was emergency birth. The thing of it is, we had our own economy. We were a trade and business economy unto ourselves. The Black community was thriving. Please stop listening to these old NAACP talented 10th ass Negroes tell you that we were just in such a horrible place and we were suffering. Stop. The problem was, we wanted to eat at white lunch.
To that, because the Black schools
no. Let me rock. Let me rock. There's some truth to everything. There's some truth that Donald Trump is not 100% racist. There's some truth that Joe Biden actually means good to Black people. But the majority and the overwhelming truth is, Donald Trump is pretty much fucking racist. And so was goddamn Joe Biden. Here's the point, though. The majority of Black people were thriving. How many Black-owned hospitals can you name without Googling right now?
Black-owned hospitals?
Black-owned.
Who knew that was a thing? Yeah, I can't name one.
It was in the 60s. I can't think of any. Thank you. So moving forward with my point, there are all of these things that we had that we no longer have because we wanted to get it from somebody else. We wanted to sit at somebody's lunch counter. We wanted to sit at somebody else's bus, in the front of somebody else's bus. When what they don't tell you about the Montgomery Bus Boycott is there were Black-owned bus companies in Montgomery, Alabama. But we wanted to sit in the front of their bus. We gave up our independence for their acceptance, for their adjacency, and for their integration. That's why there's a Chinatown in every major city. Ain't no brother town nowhere. So until such time as we start telling our children that college is a clear way for them to put racism on you, meaning that your debt to income ratio goes to shit from the time you're 17 and a half to the time you're about 50. Because that's when the average person is paying off the last of their student loans. I talked to Michelle Obama in 2008. She said, Taz, we're just now paying off our student loans. In 2008, and this was a woman who started off when she met Barack as his boss. So she was a high-powered attorney. Let's stop playing as if education is what's going to get us there. We shun trades. We shun working with our hands. We shun craft work. We shun anything that looks like it's going to be dependent upon us because not everybody makes it. Oh, we shouldn't build any type of black community because if we do, the white people gonna come and they're gonna burn it down like they did back in the days. We got 1,000,001 excuses like a hooker in church instead of actually depending on ourselves, because the same people who are telling us that we should depend on them all depend on themselves. Jewish people depend on themselves. Korean people depend on themselves. Chinese people depend on themselves. White Anglo-Saxon Protestants depend on themselves. The Catholic Church depends on themselves. So at the end of the day, why is it such a crime when I go around telling black people, do for self, depend on us, and we don't need them? I would not have to go and do corporate gigs if black folks would take care of me in that way. Black folks take care of me in 1,000,000 other ways, but when it comes to speaking engagements and that particular line, yeah, I got to take that bread, and I'm going to take that bread. The other part of that is black people, when you build businesses, you don't just build them for black folks. You build them for everybody. Because when your black ass get their white, yellow, brown dollars, those dollars in your hands turn to black dollars, and black dollars can have black impact. But continue to tell me how education is the way to go. Continue to tell me how COVID has not wiped out our finances.
And just to acknowledge that big flex that he was talking to Michelle Obama. I just had to get that out. I was like, wow, he's talking to Michelle. That's dope. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I caught that too. Yeah. So when I started my business and in the beginning,
it's dope though. It's dope.
My father told me that the black people would never come to my clinic until I got the white people to come.
Facts.
Until they accepted me, that's when my people would. Why do you think that is?
Because black people hate themselves. They've been conditioned to hate themselves. They're in a system that tells them to hate themselves. I was always dope. I was always brilliant. Jay Black can attest to the fact that we got on a call from my dorm room when he first started managing DJ Touchtone in 1997. And I told him 3 things. I said, the first thing is you turn this man into blind Stevie Wonder. The second thing is he is a spectacle. He's a miracle. The third thing is you either lead, follow, or get out of the way. I was always brilliant, but funny. It's so funny how I was in Ebony, I was in Essence, I was in a Black Enterprise, I was in all those publications, but the second y'all see me in Gary V's office, oh, now he's a genius. And that's black people.
I just wanted you to say it.
How can they sign up for the class day?
If you click the link in my bio on Instagram at The Business Bully, it's the first link. You sign up for the AK Mastermind, and you can come get this work. Like, I don't know what anybody else does, but like I'm out here trying to help my people. And helping my people is not just giving them a handout. Helping my people is giving them a way out. And the way out is through monetizing your talents. Because I don't know if you know this or not. If you get hired at a job, they hire you for 2 reasons. Number 1, they don't want to do it. And number 2, they see the talent in you to make them more money so they can justify that piddling salary they're giving you, even if you're making $150 an hour. So why don't you monetize your talents for yourself? Because that's what the white folks are doing.
Makes a lot of point, a lot of sense. And Kathy said it. I saw another comment.
There was a picture.
Go ahead.
There was a picture that I had put on Facebook, and it was a man leaning on a Lamborghini, and his employee walked by, and he said, "That's a nice car." He said, "I know, with a lot of hard work and a lot of dedication from you, I can get another one next year."
Mm-hmm. You bought it for me.
I can get it from you. Wow. So yeah, Dave. So with teaching, I guess what is some of the biggest challenges, or like I'm sure you probably got examples out there, people that you've helped, that you guided, that you know that. How long does it take for that success to come? Generally, I know people we want it now. I get down with Dave, I want to take this advice. It's January. By March, end of quarter one, I need to be popping. That's not reality, but I know that's not reality.
In reality, worst case scenario, I can get you to 5 figures in 90 days. Worst case scenario. I've had people do $250,000 in 2 weeks. You know, I've had people do 1.2 in 6 months. It just depends. It just depends. Here's the thing. My system works. Right? I'm gonna give you an example so everybody can break this down. Let's not get into futurist, all that other dumb shit. Let's just talk brass tacks. A treadmill works 100% of the time. How hard you work on that treadmill, how much of an incline you put on that treadmill, how fast you decide to put the settings on that treadmill are completely in your control. What can you take? Can you take somebody telling you that what you consider your baby is butt ugly and needs to be aborted? A lot of people can't take that. I've had people come to me and say, yeah, I really want to do this. I'm like, yeah, that's great and all, but you suck at it. Here's what you're great at. Why don't you do this? Well, I love that, but my mama said that that's not what I should be doing. You know your mama's going to die, and you're going to have at least 40 or 50 years without them, right? A lot of y'all go for what you think your parents want you to do. A lot of y'all go for what you think is going to look good in society's eyes, not what you're gifted in. I thought that all I was going to do was play rap records, interview rappers and R&B singers and date models. That's what I thought life was. No, I kept running from my purpose. So I'm not talking to you like somebody who didn't do this himself. I'm telling you that once you operate in your gifts, it's unlimited, but you have to put in the work. I am not an easy fix. I'm a nuclear option. I'm never anybody's first coach. I'm usually their last one because they got to go out here and get caught up with the gurus and the Lambos and all that other dumb shit. I just now in September, went out here and got a BMW. I was driving a Nissan Rogue, and for me, a Nissan Rogue was a huge come up.
Hey, nice.
You know what I'm saying? But I was like, you know what? I work hard. I just now went and got an apartment in Rittenhouse Square, beginning of 2021, right? Like, I just now started to enjoy the fruits of my labor because I'm always afraid of the bottom falling out.
But you were homeless, of course, so you don't want to go. You don't want to go back to them days. I don't get that.
Like my wife and my oldest child would like literally yell and scream at me, "Yo, go buy yourself some new stuff." I'm like, "No, y'all need stuff. Like anything can happen at any minute." They're like, "Yo, you got all this money in the bank. If you don't take your ass to the store." I see how I squeeze. No, that's what my life was. Like,
you be flexing a little bit.
You know what? You might know Anthony.
Jay Black, am I lying?
No, that's what I say.
Am I lying, Jay Black?
It's the truth, though.
You were there. Was I lying? I married a lingerie model. Like, let's not do this. But I thought my life was limited to superficial things because I didn't think I could be great because the only great person I saw was Les Brown. I ain't see a bunch of me's running around. Not legitimate ones. I saw pimps. I saw drug dealers. I saw hustlers. I didn't see people who were legitimately successful in business, with very few exceptions. So I didn't think that that's what it was. I thought like that's how good that I used to think that $100,000 was as good as it gets. And that's good money for regular people.
But that's how we're conditioned. Striving to do more, be better, do more.
That's it.
And not get complacent. We do get comfortable sometimes. We get comfortable. I mean, I get comfortable at times. I'm good. Everybody healthy. Everybody having nobody want for nothing. Everybody good. Everything good. Bills paid. We got enough for it. Yeah, we good. We all right.
Right. So now that I got all that out the way, now I'm focused on the one thing I've never been able to conquer, my body. That's it. Because it don't matter how much money I make if I'm not here to enjoy it.
Next.
At least they didn't say we out here popping bottles. No, he ain't popping.
Yeah, I would never do that. Like even in my most ignorant days, like for what? I'm gonna pop bottles and then when I can go right down to the liquor store and buy the same bottle of Moet for $50. Like no, that's dumb stuff because that's for people who want to make broke look cool. I was never that.
So Stuart, you want to get on Stuart? The link is sit there. I think Stuart wanted some comments. He said we ain't getting comments from the other panelists. He want people talking. So Stuart, you got some comments? I mean, this is open. So Dave asked earlier, where's Michael Shawn? Michael Shawn is on a flight back to the East Coast today. Sexy Mo was flying to MIAO, the Miami.
Stephanie, you are taking my comments completely out of context.
Oh,
if
Stephanie,
you don't have several seats. That is not what I meant.
What she say?
What did she say?
She said you compared decisions on an impaired child being aborted to the level of work on materialistic things like a BMW. Come on, who you guys got on the show today? Where's Mike? Mike is flying, and my black ass is here.
Dave filling in. He came in. Shaquisa came in for Sexy Mo when we having the listeners join us.
I really want to address this, right? When I say, because here's the thing, because since I have to break out my crayons to break this down to you, no problem. Here's what it is. A lot of people run their logic through their emotions, and so they treat their businesses like they are their children. It's not your child, it is your business. Right? So I remove the emotional attachment of this so-called business baby because it's not a business baby. It does not exist. And what I said was, I just now started doing things to enjoy the fruits of my labor because I was never that person. I just now went and got a BMW. Not that the BMW makes me, because I could buy 100 of them. I'm saying that I was a Nissan guy for a very long time because I'm practical in my spending. I am practical in my business acquisitions. So that's what I meant. How you took that, it's not my affair.
Well, I see some of the comments earlier said Dave is not lying. You just got to fight through the message. I guess you can come off. I think we hit on this before.
Oh, I'm a complete asshole.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I was going to soften it up. Yeah,
he comes off as an asshole.
But I'm right.
Dave
Here's
not
the
an
thing.
asshole.
I am right.
No, I think
it does not matter how you feel about me. I am right. Huh? What'd you say, Shaquisha?
I said, I think she thought you was talking about a real child instead of using that as you were talking about the business. You called the business the ugly baby that needed to be aborted. You wasn't talking about a real child. I think that's what
not at all.
She got confused.
If you think I would sit up here as a father who had to go through a whole lot of medical shit in order to conceive my miracle baby, and even then they told me I had a 3% chance, that I would sit up here and say just abort a baby, you are absolutely clueless. I am not that level of asshole. Jesus. What kind of people have you been around? Who hurt you, sis? Never.
Yeah, so I guess we could.
Did anybody else get that? Is there anybody on this panel who thought that that's what I meant?
I didn't.
Oh, okay, cool. So good.
She's just saying bad choice of words. That's all. That's what her takeaway was.
No, it's your bad choice of interpretation because all these intelligent individuals did not get that.
Asshole, but I love hearing him talk.
Kathy loves you, Dave. You're an asshole to her, but she still loves listening to you.
The truth is the truth.
He's not an asshole. He's not an asshole.
I really am.
Stuart,
if you are living your feelings, he is.
What'd you say, Kelly?
In your feelings, he comes off as an asshole.
Of course, because I'm making you face the fact that you are the reason you're not winning.
Yeah.
Right.
Sorry.
Just like, you don't want to listen.
Slow your roll said something. Hold up, y'all.
Oh, yeah. Everybody be quiet. What'd you say?
What'd you say, slow your roll?
No, I said he's just aggressive.
No, wait. Hold on. Go ahead.
You want to hear?
No, I was just saying he's aggressive with his word. That's all.
You're aggressive with your words.
He's speaking so fast.
For so long.
But at the same time, some people can't handle the truth. And when he's speaking the truth about things, a lot of people can't handle that, So.
Well, I mean, we could call mama and have her make you some cookies. Because this world don't care about you. White folks don't care about you.
Over and over and over again, the same thing, and they're not gonna do it until you pull a bell out with their ass to make them do right.
I hope you will.
Steph is a supporter. She's been rocking with the show for a long time. So, like, even slow your roll. We appreciate you popping on. We just opened the forum up, so everybody's not built for a lot of the conversation. But slow your roll. No, I appreciate you coming through. I'm gonna let a couple other people pop on. Kelly J, I appreciate you as well for chiming in. I see Amir's waiting. We're gonna get Amir on. But Steph, we appreciate you, Stephanie. Continue to comment, slow your roll, continue to listen in and pop in. We appreciate you sliding through.
Yeah, but I'm not going nowhere. And Mike loves me.
No, we're not saying like that. We appreciate the support. But thank you, Slow Your Roll, for coming through. Thank you, Kelly J. I appreciate both of you guys. Appreciate
Thank you, Kelly.
Kelly, thank you, Kelly.
You've been flexing a little bit. Just a little bit. You had to flex again.
I've been faxing a little bit. That's all I've been doing.
Flex a little bit.
It ain't no flex.
Bring up Amir because Amir always got a lot to say. Amir
Hey,
always got a lot to say.
Good morning. Good morning. How's everybody?
My God. Hey. So Dave done. He ruffled some feathers, Amir. I don't know how long you've been watching for a little bit. You saw a little bit.
I can only ruffle feathers if they're birds.
Hey, all I can say is Dave was in Mortal Kombat mode. All I kept on hearing was finish him. I was like, Jesus, Dave, calm down. Nobody even plays that game anymore.
I went to fatality. All of a sudden, the lights went out. Hilarious.
But it was an incredible conversation this morning, as always. I think that, so many great points have been touched on, as always. One of the real joys I, love about this show is the fact that one, y'all will go there, and then two, the emotions that, really go into the responses, showing that, people are vested. Mm-hmm. We tend to get on some of these platforms and it's fluff and fanfare and, cute stuff or whatever. But you guys really take the time to dig a little bit deeper and get, more than surface. I know what Dave said earlier about the whole women having, complete control of a situation, like you said, quote unquote, might have ruffled some feathers, but that is the truth. I always tell everybody I know, we don't choose y'all choose us. I know guys, in their mind, they come up with this stupid idea. Yo, I chose her, son. I saw her at the club or met her in church. I saw her at,
She the one.
Know what? Saw her. Yes. You shot your shot. Oh, I'm freezing?
Yeah, you came back. Yeah.
Okay. You shot your shot and all that sounds good, but at the, very bare minimum of everything, she chose you. She sat down and decided whether or not she wants to deal with your foolishness. She wants to deal with your baggage. She wants to deal with all the, interesting things that come along with you. And let's be fair. The truth is, you guys have a higher tolerance sometimes for things than we do. And I mean that from this standpoint. Men, we conquer, we hunt, we do all of these, the various things. But women, y'all look at guys like the same way, people who are in real estate look at fixer-uppers. They be like, you know what? I could turn that guy into a mansion. I know I can.
Fix this.
And I'm not saying that you guys are right or wrong for that. I'm just saying that is, technically the difference in how men and women see things. Guys are like, yeah, I'm gonna be in this moment right now, and then we'll figure the rest of it out.
See what happens down the road.
And I know that sounds messed up, but it's that's the truth. We don't necessarily take those things or put those in context when we, try to embark on relationships or even, move into the space of talking to one another. We always are just, seeing our vision. I was on a thing last night and somebody said something that I thought was really powerful. He said, we have to start looking at all problems in all situations in 3D. Most of us only look at it in 1D or 2D, but you got to start looking at things in 3D. And when you look at things in 3D, that means you got to flip it upside down, turn it to the side, left, right, and all those different things. And a lot of times we don't do that. We kind of have the tunnel vision that we have. We kind of see things the way that we want to see them. And we, very rarely take a good hard look at the whole entire situation and go, wait a minute, there's some parts of this that aren't adding up and that there's nothing I could do to probably fix them. But like I said, when I tell y'all I appreciated this morning, I was like, that Foot Locker shirt I was ready. I was like, let me bring my whistle out. Stand in 8 count. Do you think you can continue?
Do you want to keep going? Yeah, right.
I was like, no. Wow.
No.
So,
no, they know how to shut me down.
Like Bishop
Oh, he said he looked like Bishop Noel Jones. She said you look like Bishop Noel Jones.
Pastor? Yeah, when you came on, I just want to ask you why you make that lady wait 28 years.
Hilarious.
So Dave, it was a business question for Dave. So what is the hardest part? Like Dave helps people with their careers, help them create that generational wealth. Somebody asked, what's the hardest part of helping people figure out and why?
Okay, so here's the hardest part of helping people figure out what they need to do. One, I have to fight 25, 35, 45, 50 years of conditioning that tells you that you can't, right? And you got to hear you can do this 17 times each time I tell you to do something in order for you to feel like you could take an attempt at it. That's the hardest part, right? But once I get you that first win, all of a sudden it's a little easier, right? Like comedians will tell you that like they're nervous as hell until that first joke lands. Then it's like, okay, now I can get in here. Now I got him. Now I can move. Once I get you that first win, it's a lot easier for you to get another win and another win and another win. But getting you to that point, I had a client, oh my God, getting her to $1 million was a pain in the ass because every time I would ask her to do something, she's like, yeah, but I think, and I feel, and who's going to listen to me? And I'm like, if you don't stop. So, you fast forward 2 years, right? She went from 1 business to 5, right? And on Christmas morning, she grabbed her family and took her husband to a car dealership. And he's like, oh, what, you buying me a car? We already got 3. Like, we're good. Like, she was like, no, I bought you the dealership.
Wow.
So she retired her husband for Christmas.
Wow.
And she was my problem case.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just that part makes the pain in the ass part like well worth it.
So you need them to be open. You need them to just fully let you just guide them. So even if they disagree, but it's their company, their life, their business, I guess that's a struggle. But if they're seeking your help and guidance, they got to know how to let go and just see where this goes at.
Well, you got to just do it. I'll say that because Dave has told me a lot of stuff that I'd be like, well, well, Dave, I got to do this or I got to do that. And then he'll come up with a solution for you. And you just got to take the solution and do it. So like once I did, because here recently he gave me a solution. He fixed the problem that I had. I told him, well, this is the problem. This is why I can't do that. So you know what he did? He fixed the problem.
Yeah, no, I give him credit. He met with me and my wife a couple of times, didn't charge me a penny. But I'm, just from being lifelong friends, I appreciated the little advice he dropped, the nugget. So, and it worked. So a lot of his advice absolutely works. If you're stuck in a pickle, you need some guidance, you need some help to get over that hump. But he is a little asshole-ish. He is abrasive. So, and that's what some people. No, sometimes the dialogue, some people can't handle it.
I think you should send Lady Q. I think you should put Lady Q in the same program that I'm in. It is an investment, but it's so worth it. Like my first week with it, like I did my onboarding call, and they give you have assignments that you have to do, and once me and the lady talk, I have a better understanding of what the assignment is going to do. And it just clicked. I was like, oh, and really it come to find out most of the stuff I already had. So it's just a matter of organizing it and getting it done. But I'm excited because Monday or Tuesday, we're going to do the second one. But I have to have all of those things done, and it's exciting to see where it's going to go. So I think you should put Lady Q in it for,
it's a star
Woke Up
course.
Inspired. Woke Up Inspired. Yeah, it would be good for her.
The advice that he gave initially, I was like, oh, that's dope. I never even thought of that. Yeah, so I get it.
Mean, you can't see the picture when you're in the frame. The other part of that is, right, if you were to sign up to the military and you go to boot camp, you don't get a choice. They tell you when to eat, they tell you when to shit, they tell you how to move because it's your life at stake. Same thing in my army. Like, this is your life. Like I take your life, your legacy, your children's ability to eat very, very seriously. So much more than the average person who's in my program. Right? It's a much bigger Thank you, Stephanie. It's a much bigger picture.
Came full circle. You got Steph back. Okay, good.
She just didn't like what I said. She thought it was off taste, and that's her opinion.
She never had a problem with it. She said she never had a problem with it.
I thought it was beef, Bill. I'm like, no, we like Steph. She was rocking out.
I don't do beef. I'm vegan. The thing of it is, I need folks to understand. They try to tell you that your gifts are not unique, and they are, right? Because if I tell you you're not unique, like I knew a girl who was so beautiful. Like I know two Oscar Award winners have tried to get with her. I'm not going to say her name, but she was so beautiful, but she didn't believe it because when she was in college, there was this really cute guy she wanted to talk to, and he wanted to get with her, but he played the asshole, and he was like, man, I told you I don't bring me no ugly girls. You know why he did that? Because he knew from a reverse psychology perspective that was going to do a number on her. And that's what happens. Society does that same thing and tells you that you're not valuable, that they can replace you in a heartbeat, that they can have another you in a minute. Like, no, you're special. You're unique. Otherwise, there'd be no reason for you to be here. What I need you to understand is that while they're doing that, what they're trying to get you to do is be dependent upon them. I really need this job. I need this overtime. I need these hours. No, you need you. And I am going to introduce you to the you that kicks ass and takes names and doesn't apologize for it. I'm going to introduce you to the you that shuts your mama up at Christmas dinner. I'm going to introduce you to the you that makes you proud that your kids are looking at you with pride and saying, this is what my mommy does.
She can buy me a PS5. All right, so that's what people want. They want PS5. That's what the kids want. But let's shift gears.
Spider-Man crazy though.
So shifting gears, it was a couple things in the news. I know, Dave, I think you wanted to hit on the NFL, the lawsuit from the black coach. We got Whoopi Goldberg with Amir here. It'd be good to get another perspective. Either the NFL or Whoopi Goldberg getting suspended. I don't know which one y'all want to go with.
Let's do Brian Flores. I got Brian Flores.
NFL. I know Mike went into it a little bit yesterday, and it got a little heated. But now David, Amir, and Saquisa had some thoughts behind the scenes. So I guess you could play the first clip of what's going on, Shawn, to get everybody up to speed who may not know, live in the bubble, and then we can let everybody go on that.
Before I interviewed, I received a text message from Bill Belichick saying congratulations on the Giants, essentially congratulations on the Giants job. There was a little bit of back and forth.
We have the text messages there on the screen.
Yeah, there was some back and forth and
some confusion because you haven't sat down with the Giants yet.
I have not sat down with the Giants. There was some back and forth, and I asked him, "Is this you talking to the right Brian?" And as you've seen through the text messages, he was actually thought he was texting Brian Daboll,
who they ended up hiring.
Yes, sir.
So at that point, how did that make you feel, knowing that you were walking into an interview where a decision might have already been made?
It was a range of emotions: humiliation, disbelief, anger. I've worked so hard to get to where I am in football, to become a head coach. Put 18 years in this league, and it was to go on what was going to be what felt like or what was a sham.
All right, so y'all got the gist of it. So Dave, I know we hit on this. Everyone is aware. Amir, Saquisa, who wants to go first?
Well, I'll say this. We, like you said, we had a sports talk show yesterday, Box Seats, which it really got heated, big time. But this is what I'll say. First off, I think that this particular situation is so unfortunate that we still have to make this newsworthy in this day and age. You would like to believe that now, just through the fact that proven techniques, the things that these gentlemen do, how in particular this gentleman in the last 2 years has had a winning coaching situation in Miami, even though he's had subpar or players that may or may not be up to some of the other teams' greatness. It shows you that, as always, we still have to do 9,990 million things better than them to get the 1% that they get for being average and or mediocre. Now, I don't say that to knock whatever it is they do and how they go about things, but I will say this. I find it interesting that in the particular case of this gentleman, because somebody brought this up, matter of fact, comedian Fake brought this up, and I thought that it was interesting. Bill Belichick, to my knowledge, has always been known as a very great tactician, meaning when his teams go out there on the field, they're super prepared for what they're going to be up against. Now, I get it. Dave and myself could have the same first name, He's Dave Anderson. I could be Dave Sealy. But I'm a little sketchy on believing that a guy who's supposedly this good at being, so
attention to detail,
all of a sudden he slips up and, that was an accident. I don't know if it was an accident. I really think that in a real sense, there is, so much deep rooted and underlying things going on as far as the NFL is concerned, and has been for years. It's not like, this is the first time this has happened, but it's just as interesting that in this particular case, this came to a full head. The Giants, as we know, have always been a organization that had been sketchy at best, especially when it comes to African Americans and their hiring practices over there. I'm a New Yorker, so I usually cheer for the Giants, Jets, Buffalo Bills, everything New York. But in this particular case, this was one of those things that kind of makes you look at the organization differently and makes you look at the sport differently. Now, I know most of us will say, I'll quit watching the sport like some of us did when Colin Kaepernick, had his issues a couple of years back. But it's hard to, because in all fairness, and I know Dave has, probably addressed this, we're whores to the NFL. We're whores to, the various things as far as the world goes. We have been led to believe that if you don't tune into football every week, you're missing something. If you're not cheering for your team, whatever city, you may be from, then you're not really a person from your city. So it's just all these dumb things that we utilize as ways to give ourselves the reason to go along with the dumb stuff that we do. The last thing I'll say is this: football, just like what is going on with the government, is an abusive relationship. The funny thing is, when it comes to regular life, if you was in an abusive relationship, you would quit the person. But football, the government, and everything else, we continue to go back. Pretty interesting.
Yeah, I don't know about the Bill Belichick. Nobody's perfect. He could have slipped up with the text because you go back and forth. It went back and forth a couple of times. So I think he legit was thinking he was talking to the other Brian. I don't think he would have just did that on purpose. If that was where you were going, I'm not sure if that's where you was going. You think Bill purposefully gave him some insight that.
Well, here's what I'll say about that, Jay Black. I mean, and again, all of us on this panel, have text people for various reasons, and we've all made a mistake text, I'm assuming.
Mm-hmm.
Once you've made a mistake text, but that's what I was going to say. Once you've made a mistake text, you understand what I'm saying? You don't do that ever again. You consciously, let me make sure this is going to who it's supposed to be going to.
I don't want to send that wrong send that D pick to the wrong person. That could be a problem.
You understand? So that's all I'm saying about that. And like I said, he's supposedly known as a meticulous tacticianer. So like I said, I'm not saying that he did or didn't do it on purpose. I'm just saying it's pretty interesting in this particular circumstance. All of a sudden that happened.
Maybe he just has their name in his phone as Brian. Maybe he didn't put their last name on it. Because I do that, and I have to make sure it's the right person.
True. Squeezer, what was your thoughts? I know you had some opinions. You had some opinions on that. I saw it in the comments yesterday.
I don't follow football because of what I seen in my school. Like we would win championships, and then on signing day for colleges, the black stars that made the points were not on the table. So I didn't see how it benefited my people. So I don't watch. But as a nurse, I can tell you there has been several times when I have been passed over, when I've had way more qualifications than the people that I work with. When I signed up to do ICU, like I was the only nurse there with experience. And most ICUs, you have to have experience. It was 15 of us. 14 were white. They were brand new nurses, but they would not let me on there till I finished my certification. They had no certification, but that's what we deal with. Like, this is nothing new. It's nothing new. This has been going on forever. And that's the reason why I tell all of my friends, like, you're getting your college degrees and you're going in and getting these jobs, but if they don't hire you, then what do you do? But that's why we need our own NFL. That's why we need our own communities. That's why we need our own everything, because you're still stopped at the limit where they let you go. You can't go no higher than what they let you go.
Now, the one thing that Mike said yesterday, I didn't want to tell him he had some valid points because I don't like that.
They never say he was right.
Yeah, and I can't. I would never. But when he was talking about the rallying together to make a point, and I think that was a big deal, because if the black players did rally together to say, look, all right, we're gonna play the Super Bowl, but we're not starting the regular season. We're not going to mini camps. We're not doing anything until there's change done. If that's said now and everyone knows what's on the horizon before the mini camps start, I think there will be a change. I think if that's like we're unified and this is what it is and everybody's stuck together with the black players, absolutely, it cannot be the NFL, Dave, without the black players. It just can't. Every team has a bunch of superstar African-American players that we all bonded together. And there would be a lot of white players that would, rock out too. But it would literally start a movement that change would happen. That Denver Broncos team would, but I guess we're going down that slippery slope of demanding that we have a black owner, demanding that. It's like, well, they're going to say, well, where does it end? You're going to demand an Asian owner next. But I think Mike was on to something with us sticking together to actually make change that point of it. That's where I wanted to focus on. That is something that could happen.
But I think what Mike is saying though, because like if we plan it, if it's planned and they say, okay, we're not going to go to training camp, we're not going to do this, then owners have time to get other players. They can fix it. So the thing about saying I'm gonna boycott the Super Bowl, you can't fix that. Exactly. You cannot fix that.
As Rodney was saying yesterday,
you cannot fix that. So if they boycott that, there's money on the line. It's a whole lot of stuff on the line, and a lot of people are gonna be pissed, and then they'll be in a position where they have to do something so this never happens again. But if we just say, okay, y'all don't go to training camp, we're not gonna do this, they got time to plan and be like, oh, okay, y'all don't want to show up, we'll bring in the reinforcements.
All right, here go Dave now.
That's a great point, Shawn. That's a great point.
Dave's about to go.
Hi.
Y'all get comfortable.
Y'all might want to get your popcorn and cameras ready. Y'all might want to start. This is your promo. This is your screen share right here.
216.
Here's the problem. Until we start making real things a viable option to get up out of the hood, the NFL will have willing participants for as long as the NFL chooses to exist. That is point number one. In other words, when back in 2004, Nelly had a video that was so dirty, it was on BET Uncut in the middle of the night. It was the Uncut tip drill video. And he took a credit card and swiped it down the crack of a girl's ass, and everybody got upset at Nelly, but nobody wanted to talk about the fact that there's 1,000 other girls who wanted to be cast in that video to get Nelly to swipe a card down her ass. As long as there is a surplus of individuals who need to make money and will put their bodies on the line to do it, the NFL is not going to bow to your whim. Right? Also, they showed you what happened. Hold on, let me finish. I'm making a point here. Just let me rock, please. As long as they showed you with Colin Kaepernick, they basically turned that taking a knee thing to a joke where Jerry Jones did it with his players before the game and said, okay, we did it. Then they went and hired Jay-Z. Said, we know what the marching's for. We know what the kneeling's for, right? And all we got was a halftime show with Shakira and J-Lo, and this year we got Dr. Dre in them, and there's your equality. The NFL has done absolute zero when it comes to awareness, police reform, safety, guaranteed financial planning for their players. The average NFL player is broke within 4 years of retirement, right? So now, here's the solution that actually makes sense. And I've said this before, and people got mad at me talking about, oh, you don't like Cap. Cap don't like Cap. Because if Cap really wanted to play ball, right, Cap would have went and got with Master P, because Master P has an arena football league. Do you know how much those games would have gone for on pay-per-view? Do you have any idea how many sponsors, up to and including Nike, that has a no-cut deal with Cap, would have come on board for Master P's arena football league? Cap could have went to Vince McMahon's XFL. They already had Fox and NBC in place and several sponsors. So there were other options. Now, Brian Flores was told in no uncertain terms by Bill Belichick inadvertently, let's just go with inadvertently, that Brian got a job. And Brian Flores knew. He's like, are you sure you're not talking about Ballers or whatever the hell his last name is? What is the last name? What is it, Amir? The other Brian?
I forgot Brian.
The one that got the job.
B-ball or something.
White Brian.
Ball.
Brian the Ball.
Like that.
Yeah. So he was like, you sure you're not? You talk. This is Flores, not the Ball, because he already knew the Ball was getting that job. And the fact that Belichick was like, yeah, congrats. He's like, you sure you're talking to the right guy? Because you must have heard something I didn't hear. They automatically know. In 2003, the NFL introduced something called the Rooney Rule, which says that you have to give black people an opportunity, interview for these things.
Good faith, minority.
Right. You know, so minority is somebody with one drop of black blood, but we're going to go ahead and go off, right? On top of that, there were at one point, 8 coaches or 4 coaches?
It was 8. It was 8. Like, I think it was 8 black coaches at one point.
It was 8 black coaches. Now there's 1. Right? The other part of that is the NFL is a farce. The NFL is faker than the WWE. And when I'm on box seats, they hate me for saying it, but it's the truth. Number 1, if you deflate the balls, you're infecting the course of the game. Number 2, if you control the referees, you're affecting the course of the game. Number 3, if you're limiting where the players can go and how the players that can move, you're affecting the course of the game. On top of that, when it comes to these people in the NFL, one of my mentors, a guy named Bob Bodine, placed the commissioner at the head of the NFL. And do you know who the commissioner, Roger Goodell, interviewed to get the job at the NFL? He interviewed with all of the owners of the teams. So the owners of the teams control the commissioner. The commissioner does not control the owners of the team. The commissioner is there to serve at, you know how like the vice president will say, I serve at the pleasure of the president of the United States. The commissioner of the NFL serves at the pleasure of the owners of the teams that make up the National Football League. The National Football League is not bigger than the sum of its parts. So if you want a change, not only do you have to boycott, because they'll give you a token. They already did that with Major League Baseball. That's how we got Jackie Robinson. They'll give you a token. What they won't do is give you everything you deserve, because they're not putting you in a position of power to dictate anything that happens in that league worth talking about. You're employees. You're glorified slaves. So if you want to do something, take your ass to the USFL and go to a black-owned football organization like the XFL, which is owned by Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, who is a black man. His other partner who owns the XFL is his ex-wife, business partner, and manager of everything DC and Henry Cavill, Danny Garcia. So you have a black man and a brown woman owning a football league. So not only that, but you also get an opportunity to prove how dope you are so that the NFL can then give you a bigger paycheck. If you want change, leave the league, take your ass to the XFL, option to go to the XFL first. That's how you make change. You're not going to change them because the only thing they understand is their finances. And then if you go, but Dave, none of that's going to work. And what about me? I'm not a player. I want to impact change too. Then here's what your bitch ass does. I need you. Every black person who listens to me, I need you to watch football. I'm fucking begging you. Even if you don't, even if you do it on principle, I need you to watch the Super Bowl especially. And I need you to watch the commercials, not because they're entertaining, but I need you to write down who owns the sponsors who are sponsoring. Then I need you and all your homegirls, all your sorority sisters, all your frat brothers, all your homeboys at local Union 235 trash men Teamsters to get together and write letters, not just emails, fucking physical letters to these corporations and say that as long as there is breath in my lungs and breath in my lineage, meaning for 3 generations, we will not support your product and we will give our attention to your main competitor if you do not force the NFL to make drastic sweeping changes, because black people have a $1.6 trillion buying power and spending power. However, we don't have any wealth. So what happens is they care about what you're going to spend in the immediate, and they also care about what you're going to spend in the long term. If you kill their sponsors, you kill the dragon. The shield cannot stand without sponsorship. That's what your bitch ass needs to do. But you won't, because just the same way y'all forgot about Colin Kaepernick is the same way you forgot about Trayvon Martin, is the same way you forgot about Sandra Bland, is the same way you forgot about Mike Brown. You continue to move as long as the news cycle tells you it's okay to protest. Just like y'all was going to occupy Wall Street, Negroes. What happened? Y'all don't unionize because they know y'all don't even need a union, because y'all will break The second we give y'all a crumb or a butter biscuit, your coon ass is going to break. And that's why the NFL ain't worrying about you.
Well, who's the leader? We need that Barack. When Mike said who, I thought Barack.
No. We don't. Let me ask you something. Right now, Jay Black.
You do need somebody to unify everybody.
You do.
That Martin Luther King aspect
I'm
is
about to go
real.
Michael Shoney because I'm not going to let you skip past that question. Who is the leader? So I'm going to answer your question with the question. Who's the leader of the Hispanic people who make sure that their images don't get jacked up out here? Who is the leader of the Chinese people that has a Chinatown in every single major city? What's their name?
I get your point.
No. Because when you identify a leader, they martyr them. Ask MLK how well that worked out. Ask when they gave Farrakhan cancer deliberately, how well it worked out. Huh?
How do you organize without a leader?
No, you have a leader. You just don't publicize it.
There are companies I own.
There are companies I own that you don't know I own that you use.
Mm-hmm. He just told all our bitch asses that we need to watch the Super Bowl, write the companies down, and our bitch
that's a lot of work.
Need
Black
to write
folk, we ain't writing letters. We ain't eating.
That's a lot of work. That's
40 hours a week for a white man that don't respect you, that will replace you. You can work hard to show people you got red bottom shoes. You can work hard to show people that you floss and you going on vacation, but your bitch ass can't write a fucking letter. You deserve everything you get. And that's why you'll never be where I am.
Finish
and that's not a flex.
I told you.
No, but that's true. We need to hear that because we are lazy.
No, we do.
We are lazy. Yeah.
But this is why, you know, and that's why I said, you know, you gotta, you know, have Dave, you know, on these various platforms because yes, you may or may not like the delivery in some circumstances, but he's one speaking the absolute truth. No. But what I'm saying, Dave, is you speaking the absolute truth first and foremost. And then secondly, you're giving actual simple solutions. The problem is for most of us, we don't stay the course. My mom used to always say this to me. She said, we start the race, but we don't keep the running, you know, we don't keep the distance going. We start off fast. Everybody's but then somewhere in there we start jogging, we start walking, looking around.
Who else with me? Ain't nobody. I ain't doing this by myself.
So for a lot of us, that's really where, you know, things go left. But you know, to keep reiterating this or stating it is a beautiful thing, because in pockets, what will tend to happen is you'll get re-energized. You'll take this information and you'll, you know, go maybe start in your little circle and say what, you know, was said to you today and let that permeate, you know, throughout your circles. And then that's how we eventually get to the leadership, you know, thing that people were speaking of, because to his point, and, you know, leadership is what you call, especially in this country, for those who, you know, again, do and don't know. Even in my case, my father, God rest his soul, in the late Malcolm X, my father says he protected his brother and his friends. So I'm not going to call my father a bodyguard because he didn't call himself a bodyguard. And this is not, you know, stuff that I'm making up. This is stuff that you can look up when you get a moment. But I bring that to the table because even in Malcolm's time, you know, before my father passed, I asked him about the night in question. And he said that Malcolm, you know, said to him and the other brothers, we have to start trusting our people again. And the only way that we could do that is to trust our people again. Unfortunately, y'all see what that led to. But I share that with y'all because, to Dave's point, that's what tends to happen. They infiltrate. They have people in place who look like you, who move like you. And unfortunately, they're playing double agent and or pacifying the masses. And in doing so, then to Dave's point, we kind of fall back into, okay, we all right. You know, everything's okay. And a lot of times we're not, you know.
And not to let that go over anybody's head. Amir's dad used to be with Malcolm X, and he just shared some inside knowledge of his dad sharing with him. That's a lot of deep history right there. Wow.
So
wow.
I tell people people try to figure. They say, man, I said it's not so much that I'm deep. I give all the credit in the world to my mother and my father, because to look at their body of work leading up to where I am. My mom was a, you know, super advocate for the community and for the neighborhood, as well as my dad. Now, when I look at it and I fast forward to where I am now, I want the same thing. we tend to get a bad rap. We, tend to have all these, like you said, generational traumas and, family traumas and things that we're going through. And I'm not utilizing that as an excuse. What I'm saying is you have to identify those things and then you have to move past them. Dave is absolutely right. If we're not pouring into each other, if we're not sharing with one another and giving each other, real insight and or, trying to get you past being afraid of yourself, then what are we doing? What are we doing? The rest of it is a moot point. You know what I mean? So I look at that every day and I work extremely hard at trying to, give people nuggets and jewels and things that I hope they'll take into their circles and then, do something with that. Because again, like I said, if we're not doing that, then what are we doing? The rest of this is, you're going to be successful. Okay. But what good is being successful by yourself?
It's none. It is lonely. Thanks. And I used to think because I'm going to tell y'all this, and I never really talk about this publicly. My wife and I were renting a car one day, right? And I'm well into my business at this point. And I didn't have credit cards. I was like trying to fix my credit. I didn't do that. So they needed bank statements. So I pull out the bank statement and I'm looking and I was like, yo, babe, do you realize we made $10,000 this month? She was like, you shouldn't. I said, yeah. Right. In my mind, I was like, yo, this is dope. And then I was like, yo, but I'm doing all of this shit. What would happen if I got a bunch of people to support me in the things that I'm good at, but I'm not phenomenal at? And I went and got phenomenal people. I'm not the organizer in my corporation. I have somebody that's organized. I don't do that. I'm a media beast. I don't do the public relations. I went and bought a public relations firm, and then the owner of that firm now works for me. I decided that it made sense to bring people with me who can do and complement what I already had. It's why Superman, as powerful as he is, has the Justice League. He could do it all himself, but why would he want to? It's not a lack of power. It is a powerful position to put yourself in a position to empower other people so that they can allow you to be free. And that's where we need to get to. The other thing that I really want to touch on when it comes to this Brian Flores situation is I want him to get every single dime. I want him to get every fucking brass farthing he can get from these racist pieces of trash. I want him to leave them threadbare because what they did to him is what they continue to do. And it's not just in the NFL, it's in entertainment. I know for a fact there were people interviewing for jobs and the job was already promised to somebody. I know for a fact, I'm not going to say no names, but a very large comedian with very large teeth and a mustache called another very small comedian with glasses from Alabama and said, come on, boy, come get this job. And they interviewed a bunch of other people, but they gave that boy that Steve Harvey said, come on, boy, come get this job, that job. I ain't saying no names.
Yeah.
But y'all know you ain't heard it from me. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the thing. But you know what? I'm not mad at the NFL for doing what the NFL is supposed to do. It's a bunch of rich white men protecting the interests of a bunch of rich white men.
I just hard to prove that,
Thank you.
Wait,
it's not hard to prove it. Let's do the math.
Wait, what
Let's
happened
do the
with
math.
Cap? Did Cap get paid? Because I know Cap was soon.
They paid him off, and they paid him for his silence. They gave him a settlement, and he signed some papers. That's why Cap can't talk. That's why you don't hear Cap. That's why Cap does the Netflix deal. Because Cap can't say shit about the NFL. He can talk in general.
So it's something there now where Brian Flores got more insight, and they're going to have to dig up more. So either they're going to pay him for silence again. I would assume they're going to want that to go away. I would think
they can. Yeah, they can choose to settle, or he could take it to court and then give it to the hands of a civil jury. A civil jury is the most powerful thing in America, not the criminal justice system, but a civil jury. Regular, everyday, average Joes who say, you know what? We know OJ did it.
I was thinking when you said civil, I thought OJ.
Everything OJ got, you got now. That's what a civil jury can do. If Brian Flores has any fucking balls,
he'll ride it out.
He'll ride it out.
Well, he already got it. Obviously, he's doing this, so he gave up his career.
He got it, but you know what he went and got? You know what he went and got? He went and got 2 white lawyers. 2 white lawyers that specialize in high-profile cases. And the reason he did that is because he understands that he needs the folks that speak the language. The same way Jesus went and got Peter and his brother Andrew first, because they were fishermen. They knew the customs. They knew the languages. They understood the lay of the land. It wasn't that Jesus couldn't walk on water. It's that he needed somebody that could be that barrier, be that buffer. This is that. So if he gets these high-powered lawyers, in there to ride out the system, he's going to get paid so much, they're going to have to build 2 money bins for this dude in Duckburg. Nice. I'm telling y'all that right now.
And hopefully that'll create change.
Hello?
Like
I hope so. God knows we need it. But if y'all really want to see some change, leave them high and dry. If they don't respect your presence, they will respect your absence.
Fact.
Because it's amazing how when I decided
that might be a shirt.
If they don't respect your presence,
respect my presence,
they will respect your absence. It's funny how when I said I'm not coming back to radio, I got 27 job offers, all of which were major markets. Nobody in radio can afford me right now. That's not a flex. That's a fact. Because I had to go out here in these streets and get it. I had to cry and I had to sacrifice. I had to do what I had to do. And you know what I do when I step into a radio station? I'm just there to interview on the air. I am not there to get a job.
And it feels good, probably, yeah.
No, it's phenomenal because the same people who said that I'd be back or I was out of my mind or I wasn't shit, they all have to call me Mr. Anderson. That feels great. You want to know why? Because I earned it. Because I wasn't nothing. I was too high on myself. I was a know-it-all. I was too aggressive, this, that, and the third. And yeah, I am high on myself and I am a know-it-all. But look at your bank account and look at mine. Look at the people you employ and look at who I employ. Look at the lives I impact and look at who you impact. Because you still waiting to hope that ratings book comes out and you can keep your job. My ratings book is the success of my clients. My ratings book is the success of my businesses. I did it for me. I didn't do it for you. But I'm not going to lie and say that the fact that I bet on me and I won feels good as shit. It does. It's almost better than sex. And I want everybody to have that feeling because I want you to get to a point where you're like, you know what, boss? Fuck your job. I said almost. I said almost.
I gotta think. I gotta process.
I said almost.
I'm processing what he said. Okay.
I said almost.
Okay. All right.
Almost.
Well, guys, I'm sorry, Dave. Let me
out, Amir. We out.
Yeah, okay.
Appreciate you, Amir.
Appreciate you guys.
Absolutely.
Everybody have a great weekend.
Love you, man.
Yeah, that's dope. So we didn't even get into Whoopi. Are we rallying for Whoopi? Do we need to do something for Whoopi, or is she on her own?
Whoopi. Y'all know that it's not her real name, right?
Whoopi Goldberg. That ain't her real name.
No,
that's a stage name.
No, her name's something else.
The same way Eric Bishop is Jamie Foxx. She chose Whoopi Goldberg because Jewish people were running comedy. And when you want to get on those clubs, you hear Whoopi Goldberg, you automatically think it's the same thing as Gary Shandling. So Whoopi has been riding for those types of people for a very long time. And while Hitler was talking about white Anglo-Saxons are the superior race and blonde hair and blue eye was superior, we all see how blonde hair and blue eyed Hitler was. And I know plenty of Jewish people, rabbis, regular Jews, who will tell you that it's not a race, it's a religion. Oh no, we're not a race. It's culture, but this is a spiritual. This is a spiritual thing. Anybody can be Jewish. Sammy Davis Jr. was Jewish. So I don't really think it's a racial thing, but I think what they did was they were spanking Whoopi. This was a Whoopi spanking because I live in a world where I experienced Meghan McCain saying a lot of things that required teachable moments, and she never got one fine. I also find it ironic that the black head of ABC was told by her superiors to come out verbally and say, I suspended Whoopi because she needs to learn something. She's 66 years old. What the fuck you going to teach her? She make $96,000 a week. What the fuck is you going to teach Whoopi? Whoopi saved The View. Fuck what you heard. When Barbara Walters left, they said it was over. When Rosie O'Donnell bounced out, they said it was over. When Elizabeth Hasselbeck left, they dipped in the Midwest. Whoopi Goldberg single-handedly saved The View because it was a hoity-toity old white woman show till Whoopi showed up. And Whoopi said, I will never turn my back to the audience. And she went, welcome to The View, welcome to The View, welcome to The View, welcome to The View. Joy Behar doesn't even do that. Joy Behar loves the fact that, whenever Whoopi's off, go back and watch the shows when Whoopi is off. Joey Behar is so happy to be in that seat. She bouncing with her little card, because when Whoopi shows up, nobody gives a fuck about a Joey Behar. So they spanked Whoopi in order for Whoopi to understand that we run Hollywood. But if Whoopi wanted to, and if Whoopi's pissed off enough, Whoopi Goldberg would be the hottest daytime talk show free agent in the history of the medium.
Doing it. And for the record, I'm not hopping in this seat for Mike. We need Mike Shawn back. I'm glad he'd be back Monday. This was a one-time.
You did good, Jay. You did good.
Trying to get the moderator entertained.
I'm proud of you.
Yeah. You proud of me, Dave?
Oh, your wife bring her ass over here.
Yeah, we gonna get it popping. We have yes.
Come
we
on.
need to, because Shiny Gate made up a good point in that one that Shiny's, and I think that's what we need to focus on. But no, I appreciate it. It was a good show. It's Friday is over. The weekend is here. Everyone be blessed. So Mike could be back Monday for sure. Sexy Mo should be back as well Monday. We got the tax conversations because we deep in the tax season right now. Man, Dave, your taxes got to be crazy when you're dealing with a bunch of businesses. I'm assuming.
To answer that in one sentence, to quote the immortal Christopher Wallace Sr., no need to worry, my accountant handles that.
Yeah, no need to worry, my accountant handles that. I love it. All right, so that was it. Shiny, how does Mike end the show? How y'all know? You fight for everything? You fight for everything?
Who I am and not who you thought I should be, because I can never be that. And fight for everything like you fight for your life. And I'm mad about something. I'm gonna go smoke a black and mild. It's Michael Shawn and the Takeover Legends. Yeah.
Michael Shawn and the Takeover Legend, where the truth hurts, but also makes you laugh.
Baby, tap in. Tap in.
Don't never stop if you want to be on top.
What up, y'all? It's Michael Shawn, and I know you want to be a podcaster. You want a successful podcast. You want to give your views and opinions, but you just don't know how to do it correctly. That's why you got to hit up ShawneeScott.com. You want to be on radio, and you want to know how to build your radio career, ShawneeScott.com. She's done all of this. I've worked alongside her for years, and I will tell you the information that she can give you is on a value level that I can't even put a price on it. All you have to do is go to ShawneeScott.com. Your future, right now. That's it. Michael Shawn. Yeah.